and welcome to another episode of the Bench Bros Podcast with your host.
Cheese peas. I'm
That's
not cheese
me.
peas.
He's not me. Are
I'm
we
me.
starting? Is this it? Like,
I mean, fuck it. Let's run it. We've already gone this far. This is supposed to be a sound test, but
yeah.
it's
I was
happening.
just okay. And welcome to
It's
week 10 plus 2 of the NFL season.
it's week 12.
Yeah,
If
12
you
for those
can't
of you
do
at home.
math.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cheese Bees and my co host, my brother betrothed to another.
Oh my god.
Go on ahead.
It's 9 o'clock at night. It should have started 6 hours ago.
What a weird name.
Oh yeah, we're a Bench Bros podcast, by the way. If you haven't figured
Yeah.
that one by the title.
I'm Cheese Bees.
Yeah, we said that already.
Who are you?
Oh, so
That's
this week
I've been trying to set you up. Who are you?
I've said my name.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't done it once.
Alright, I'm Yi.
Hi.
This is a disaster.
Oh, dude. Welcome to my life. But yeah, 6 hours ago we were supposed to record this, but I decided to go get drunk at a bar and then come home. And then Shelby's like, "Hey, let's go to another bar." And I was like, "Sure." And I've been gone for 5 hours.
Oh, so I think this week we're going to talk about our two games, some other topics. The United States continues to fuck over the Middle East by the United States soccer team beat out Iran, knocking him out of the World Cup. So that was fun.
Yeah, fuck you, Iran. More like I can't.
Yeah.
Grab the wheelchair, get out of here.
Uh, yeah. Fuck that place.
What is it? 1-0 or something, or whatever the
I don't
fuck
know. I don't
soccer
care
scores
about
are.
that. I just know that we knocked him out.
Yeah, take that. That's for women's rights.
Yeah, I mean, there's all those protests in Iran still going on
About
about
what?
the women
Oh,
don't want to wear the
the
hijab anymore
good for them,
because
dude.
they killed a woman because they're they're literally called the morality police.
Yeah, which is the first step
It's kind of
into.
like the fashion police, but like 5 steps up.
Yeah, they're allowed to carry guns instead of tasers.
Yeah. If you don't know about that, you can go look that up yourself.
Yeah.
Get into
Also,
that.
I heard China is rioting at the moment
Oh yeah, they're
over the
protesting.
zero COVID policy
Well,
thing.
yeah, a apartment complex caught on fire, and
Oh, is
the
that what kicked it off?
yeah, the fire department couldn't get into the building because they had it all fenced off, and there was a bunch of cars, like technically abandoned cars, blocking the way.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I mean, if you can't get to your car,
yeah, I
it's
mean
abandoned.
they locked them inside their apartment.
Yeah,
The whole building was on lockdown,
yeah.
and it's very rare for like China to have a protest.
I know, that's what was crazy to me. I thought that we weren't gonna hear anything. I thought it was gonna be a Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen? What do you pronounce it?
Yemen,
Tiananmen?
yeah,
Not to
that
be.
didn't happen
Yeah, no, that guy.
according to Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. Oh bother.
Oh, bother. Yeah. Um, it's very rare you see that happen, especially in the capital.
Yeah, I've heard on Twitter that they've been like flooding feeds and shit with like adult content so that way it has to get taken down, and or like Twitter or anything that shows anything of the riot, because that's the fastest way to get it taken down.
No, nudity's allowed on Twitter, so I don't know where that came
I have no idea either. That's what I've heard. Don't listen to anything I say unless it's about football, because at least I know that. Here's the one thing that Elon did right: nudity on Twitter. Keep her
from. That
going.
wasn't from him. That's been allowed for a long time.
Yeah, but he kept it, so good on him.
You
The
know what he did?
man's.
I mean,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
but we're gonna make you pay for a service that was originally free. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. That always works out.
You know what? Pornhub Premium ain't free.
Well, no, but Pornhub itself is free.
But the other 99% of the content is.
Yeah.
I want a blue check mark.
I'll
How do
just
you
pay.
get verified on Pornhub?
I think you just need to set that up on an account. You
Let's
need
see.
to like send in like a picture of yourself, kind of like how you do like r slash like Reddit,
Titty drop?
like ask Reddit. like they send in like a picture of themselves holding up like their username or something like that. I think it's something similar to that
Here, I got
to
you.
like verify you yourself in the video.
Yeah, there you go. There's a
Oh,
tutorial.
thanks. I
You're
didn't need
welcome.
that. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's.
clicking it.
Oh man.
It's like some looks like some 18-year-old kid that's like acne broken and looks like he belongs on like some FBI watch list.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, yeah, you're right. It's like it's easy, except at least on the Reddit, you don't have to go through mods.
Yeah,
That little kids don't fucking be on Reddit. Reddit's bad.
it
Um,
has its ups and downs.
it does. Like our woodworking, pretty cool. Yeah, you just go to a service called Yoti, and you submit your like ID. They scan your face, and now you are there.
Yeah, I knew it was pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh, I could get verified. Then we can start posting the podcast on there, so that when you have
There's
that
people
post
that
note
do
clarity,
that.
yeah,
This there the few times I've ventured on Pornhub, it's not my site of choice, but there is a
you're more of an X
podcast.
hamster man.
No, excuse me.
XNXX.
Yeah, full of depravity. Oh, let me fucking put my phone on vibrate.
Hmm.
Um,
Getting notifications from XNXX. They're like, "Hey,
yeah,
you've been
totally.
gone for over 12 hours. What are you doing?"
Do you want to talk about the Buccaneers or the Giants, Cowboys first?
Well, the Giants did play the Cowboys,
Yeah.
but no, we can talk about the Bucks. We can see what's going on there.
All right.
Was it
So
a good game?
it was. It shouldn't have been a good like this close of a game. It really shouldn't have. We should have beaten out the Cleveland Browns very easily, but for some reason we didn't. Literally
Yeah,
overtime killed us.
yeah.
They pretty much beat us on rushing yards. Nick Chubb is a force to reckon.
Oh, dude, he makes me. The man's just amazing.
Uh, we got 325 total yards for the day, 229 passing yards, 96 rushing yards, which is about our average at this point. And
Hmm.
both of teams average 4.9 yards per play. We sack um what's his nuts?
Brissett was it?
Brissett four
Yeah,
times. Brady got sacked
Brisket.
3 times. But we got
Jesus.
fucked on penalty yards. Like the ref had it out for us.
Okay.
70 penalty yards on the day, 9 penalties.
That's cute, kid. You got those are rookie numbers. You got to get those up.
Uh but no, like there was some points where like what is going on?
Oh yeah. I
Like
feel
there
it.
should have
Yeah.
been a what is it, roughing the passer call very easily. I think it was in the second or third quarter
Yeah.
where one dude just brought his helmet down and like helmet to helmeted Brady. That didn't get called. I mean, I know Brady's like this is a drawn like as a magnet for those, but that
Yeah.
was like one of the few times where like yeah that needed to be called and it didn't get called.
Yeah. Now, do you think that's
Um,
more of the NFL trying to let them play, or just the refs are like, nah, fuck it, he just needs to go home to his wife? Well,
I mean
now,
she's not
yeah,
there, but
right.
anyway, she's with her jujitsu teacher, which raises a whole bunch of other questions. Anyways, um.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have like we should have ran away with the game, to be quite honest. It's just I think Brady wasn't making again, he wasn't connecting on these passes. He was
yeah.
29 of 43. That's like a 50% uh completion rate. It's probably closer to like 55 to 60.
It's I mean, just quick math. It's like 65.
246 yards on the day, two
Yeah,
touchdowns, and no interceptions. And our running game was really good in the very early on. It just got shut down like
yeah,
later in the second half. Um but like we score points in the first quarter. That's always great for us now, apparently. Like if we score points in the first quarter, that's generally a sign of like a good day for the Buccaneers at this point. But
yeah,
still, it wasn't enough to take away the victory. Also, bad clock management. That really killed us in like the fourth quarter.
yeah. I was gonna say
Like
you don't need a lot of time, but you need. I mean, Brady can do a lot.
Brady's a master of the 2 minute drill. Even like the one
Oh
minute
my
drill,
god, yes,
he can make
he
magic happen.
Absolutely.
even at the senior citizen level.
Yeah. His AARP card is still valid,
Yeah, oh,
even
yeah.
being this late.
I mean, I know he was late to the early bird special at fucking uh, what is the name of that restaurant?
Any of
Village
them?
Inn.
Village Inn. Does every
No,
single place have a Village Inn? Is that a
yeah,
vibe? Is that like a chain
no,
or something?
it is. I've had like Village Inn food a couple of times. They have this really nice like Greek omelet going on, or spinach and like feta, some kind of omelet like that, and it's actually really good.
Oh,
Other
some of
than
those
them just like
gyros.
oh, I'm not getting it. We're not getting into that again. But yeah, overall, this game wasn't that great. I mean, you can go watch it. I went to overtime, which again shouldn't have happened. It's like a
Right.
combination of like I don't know what the deal is anymore. We're 5-6 again. We're
Yeah.
under 500, which is not great. We're still number
Yeah.
one in the NFC South, but only because we've had a bye week.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I mean, it's not for Brady's lack of trying. I mean, I see one, two,
no,
three,
no,
four, five, six different receivers,
he's
one
out
over
there.
110 yards. I mean, it just seems like there was a lot of maybe short yardage passing plays a lot, and he had to check down a whole bunch. And he said
Yeah,
he got hit 4 times, and he's still. I mean, if he has enough time to check down for these little passes, these 1 and 5s, 10-yard passes that take, a second to develop. I mean, he had to have been trying something.
yeah.
And
There's
then,
also
like you
times
said,
where Brady holds on to the ball for too long. I kind of noticed
yeah,
that he's
yeah,
looking for these plays and he's just staying in there too long. But he
yeah,
can't run out, so there's really not much for him to do other than try. And I get
right,
that,
yeah.
but at this point, I think if we lose another game, we need to fire somebody. Like Todd Bowles is probably on the top of my chopping block. Our
What
head
I
coach.
really want to
We
know is
need
what
to get
happened to
rid.
Leonard Fournette. Is he
I
hurt or
don't.
something? Because he
I
wasn't
don't
here at all
know.
this game. Because I
Uh,
see Rashad White, and I was like, oh,
but he had a
perfect. But
monster game.
yeah,
Leonard White
for
was really good. I
Rashad
think
White,
he.
yeah.
I don't remember if he's a rookie or not.
I think so. I think we talked about this last time when there was the 1-2 punch with him and Fournette.
And our rookie tight end did really well this game too. Let's see. Yeah, he was ruled out. I think he got injured.
What was the last game y'all played? It was a
We
tough
it
game.
was Seahawks in Germany.
Yeah, yeah.
He has a hip point suffered a hip pointer during the previous game 2 weeks ago in Munich.
What the fuck does that mean?
I have no idea.
Did he get hit in the hip? He's got a bone bruise.
It doesn't tell me what a hip pointer. I'm gonna Google that and see what that is.
Yeah, please do because I
Hip pointer
am.
injury. A hip pointer is a deep bruise on the ridge of the bone on the upper outside of your hip called the iliac crest.
Oh, okay. I know the place.
It is often a result of a direct blow to the hip or a hard fall. So if he was like a senior citizen, like a 60, 70-year-old man, he would broken his hip, I guess.
Oh, so Brady.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but here's
Brady's
the
not
thing.
like your average 50, 60-year-old man, though.
That's true. Well, here's what you do. You get a fucking hemorrhoid pillow,
Mm-hmm.
slap that bitch on there, and then you have the circle so where it doesn't get hit, and
Yeah,
then
just give
you
him
go
some
play.
extra padding.
Right. Like, I mean, I think that Leonard Fournette was definitely needed here. I mean, he's your 1-2
Yeah.
punch. You have this other kid, or I don't know what the fuck this guy is, Kashawn Vaughn,
Yeah, I've
which
never
I
heard of
like the
him.
name. I really like the name.
But
3 years in, hasn't done anything. He's definitely a third string running back. He had to lean on Brady the whole time.
Julio Jones seems like to be coming back to form, which is
Yeah,
nice. I mean, he only got one carry for the game, which kind of sucks, but that one carry was 15 yards, so that's kind of good.
yeah. I mean, he's always been good at that jet sweep, coming outside, getting those little blocks, 1-2. He's honestly a very agile wide receiver, and if he can get out over the middle, it's basically a touchdown every time. Or if he just can just run over the top with those designed safety kind of look away plays.
So we traded away Adama Kansu, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I heard about that. Who's he with now?
I think he's with the Eagles.
Yes, that's right, man. And I fucking hate Sue. I get it. He loves the game. He's very passionate, but I just hate the way he plays. Like, I
And
don't
he's
think he's a very nice man.
that's there's a lot of not nice people in the NFL. There really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
but he was a great. What did he play? Linebacker,
No, defensive tackle, but he could do anything
defensive.
on the line.
Yeah,
And he was good. I haven't really heard too much from him. I know he was when he was with the Lions, when he got drafted, he was stomping on people's hearts and hands.
yeah. I mean, he was
Like,
great with us. I think he was
yeah.
with us for a while too.
Yeah,
I
he's been
just
there I think 2, 3 years at least.
and I don't know why we traded him away.
Uh, I honestly don't know, man. I mean, Brady, I don't think he's got another year in him. At this point, I wonder if you guys are just going, "Hey, this is a rebuild year, but we don't want to tell Brady just yet. It'll break his heart."
No, I think he's. I mean, Brady seemed more open to the idea of working with our quarterback, our backup QB. I can't remember his name, the kid that we have that's going to take over Brady when he's gone. And he's
Mhm.
decent. Watching him in the playoffs, I mean, I granted the playoffs are granted a scrimmage match, but
Yeah.
he seemed pretty well rounded. Like he's been redshirted for a while. I think like 2 years. I think he was there since Brady started. And being under Brady, I think that's going to help him out
Oh
when we
yeah.
get in there. And by that
Mm,
time, it's like a younger gun. I have a lot of high hopes for that guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, which is
yeah.
unfortunate.
And whoever gets Brady as a quarterback coach, it's gonna be massive. And I know that I believe he has, or there's been rumors of him going to being an analyst for Fox
No, that's
or
like a done
ESPN.
deal.
Oh,
That's
it
a
is a done
sign,
deal.
and it's for Fox,
Oh my
for
god,
Fox
dude.
Sports.
And I mean, I guess I get it. Like, you don't. It's probably, it's absolutely way less stress.
Most players do that anyways. Like you have
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick in there. What is the other guy that's with
Oh my
Fitzpatrick?
god, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Um,
Uh,
not
fuck.
it was our he was a wide receiver for us last year.
Oh my god, I think I
Um,
know who you're talking about.
I can't remember his name on the top of my head. There's so many
Yeah.
fucking football players.
Yeah, that go into it. Like that's the you know how when politicians get kicked out so they just become lobbyists?
Yeah,
Like
it's kind of like that.
it's absolutely what it is.
It'll come to me like when we're talking about something random. But he used to play for the Seahawks.
Oh my god, the more you talk about him, the more I can see him in my mind's eye.
Mm-hmm. He got arrested before going to the Buccaneers, I think, for breaking and entering or something, or drunk driving, one of the two.
Jesus.
Oh well. Other than that, we need to really get our shit together. I thought we were going to come back strong after our bye week, and especially over our win in Munich, which this was the
Yeah.
complete opposite of it.
Yeah, and that was a big
That was a big win for us. That
right
really was.
cuz
If
I
we're
mean the
like
Seahawks go
we're
ahead.
we're on like right now we're beating teams that we should lose to and we're losing to teams that we should win against,
Yeah.
which makes zero sense.
Well, it's probably
And
because Brady's like, "Oh, we'll win. I don't have to watch film."
like next week we have the Saints, which we barely beat last time,
Yeah.
and they're in our division, so that's an important game.
Yes.
And the Falcons have the Steelers, and I'm expecting next week after they're coming off their bye week. No, they played the Commanders this week and they lost.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is about the NFC East, specifically the Commanders. I mean, they really have no business being good whatsoever.
Mm.
But hey, man, I don't
But
know what Ron Rivera's
Sa-
doing up
same thing
there.
with the Lions. The Lions are starting to like they're picking off these games here and there, and
Yeah.
you can never count out the Lions because they'll fight to the end.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely, dude.
God
They keep.
forbid you take your foot off the gas, they're gonna keep going.
Oh, dude. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, that's. I don't think it's their. This coach, he's a younger coach, if I'm not mistaken. And
I
dude, they
can't
just
remember.
keep. Yeah,
I
they
can't
just keep
remember the name
coming
of the
back like
Lions
herpes,
coach.
man. They just will
Oh
not
yeah,
quit. And you know what? That's something. If you had to be given equality, that's the most
the
bittersweet
line
one.
the Lions got heart. You know what?
They. Oh my god, they do.
I'd be proud to be a Detroit fan.
Oh yeah.
I'm not, but
God no.
and
Come on.
it,
I
and it,
have
it's gotta
class.
suck. But they're doing their damnedest.
Yeah.
All right. So Giants and Cowboys.
Oh
What do you have to
man.
tell me about this? Because I didn't watch it. It looks like it was a close game, and like the Cowboys were had the lead. Not the Cowboys, but the Giants had the lead going in. second half.
Yeah, which was honestly scary because statistically we do not do well. Big thing of the game, man. You know how 70 yards on your little penalties, rookie
Mhm.
numbers, 86, and to be honest, that's not our highest game of the season. That's not even our highest game in the last 3 weeks, and I think one of them was a bye week. Time of possession, that's the kicker here. We'll talk about that. Now,
2
before we get
interceptions.
started, 2 interceptions. Before anybody opens their mouth to be like Cooper Rush wouldn't have thrown you. Shut up. Go back
Do
to your
Cooper Rush
wife.
wanna have it thrown 2 interceptions?
Yeah, Cooper Rush would have won this game decisively. Dak was just out there playing sloppy. No, you go back to your wife and you say sorry for not spending time with her and watching a football game that you don't understand. All right, you might as well be watching
You know,
rugby.
I was on the phone with your wife when you were watching this game, so you can't really make that argument.
No, I can because I wouldn't be there going, Cooper Rush would have been better. Blah, 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 blah. And I even remember saying that while I was watching the game. I was like, I swear to God, someone's saying in their head right now, Cooper Rush wouldn't have thrown that ball.
Oh my god. Your receiving core and your rushing core really saved your ass on this game, though.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I will admit, Dak's first he threw, there was 2 interceptions thrown, but he actually threw one. The second one bounces off a receiver, but it was a tough throw. He threw it still. So I would give him 1.5. Same thing like I did last week, or I think it was 2 weeks ago, where he threw those 2 interceptions again. So the first one, we'll talk about the interceptions because that's what everybody's gonna want to talk about. The first interception, again, zone coverage. Man is just sitting there. Michael Gallup, he does what he's supposed to do. There's nothing you can do. If somebody's playing zone, you can't head fake them. You can't stutter your feet and run. I mean, who gives a shit? He's just gonna be like, okay, go away. This is my area. Dak throws it, not enough zip on the ball, didn't even matter. Well, I mean, he could have put some more zip on it, but at that point, he throws like he means it, and that's the one thing I do like about Dak. He makes a decision and he sticks to it, whether or not it's a good decision. It's usually not, but he throws it. Cornerback, excellent job coming down, picking it right off of Gallup. And if Cooper Rush would have thrown that ball, or whatever you want to say, it would have been a pick six. I mean, Dak threw it as far to the outside. Maybe he thought Gallup was a little closer or something, but either way, bad thrown ball, whatever. Second interception. Here is how you beat the Cowboys. Nobody's listening to this, so it's fine. Blitz. That's it. We don't hold a running back in the backfield, and if we do, he chip blocks on the very first little couple, like 2 seconds. That's it. He stays there. He looks. Okay, nobody got beat off the rip. I'm going out. All you need is a delayed blitz, or just blitz towards the weak side. That's it. You put a little bit of pressure. As soon as that pocket starts collapsing, Dak freaks out, throws a terrible ball to the middle of CeeDee Lamb, bounces off the shoulder pads of CeeDee Lamb and the hands of the cornerback, and it just goes right through into the safety's hands. Interception. That's all you have to do. All right. Now let's talk about the game. Not a great first half from either side. Defense really wins it all. Cowboys try to get something going on the ground. They're doing well. They're moving down. But the big pick, and again, the Cowboys are a very emotional team. That was going to hit. The only thing that I think really saves them is that the defense is so strong and they will stop. Where they're a bend don't break. So as long as they can keep bending, which first, second, even third quarter, I was confident. But something's bound to give. One big thing that I want to point out is the Giants only gave up, what was it, 3 sacks for having, I believe, 2 or 3 offensive linemen down with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why they were able to do this, I mean, all it was, they shrunk down the pass protection. They let Jones throw quick plays. and they had the running back stay in back there to help out with the little chip blocks where he was needed. That's what kept Dallas from really starting to cut down and destroy that pass game. With that being said, he still had 228 yards, but they banked on him being a very young quarterback that we talked about before. And he doesn't make the greatest decisions, as I believe it was.
You also seem to lock down Saquon Barkley, which is a big help.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why here in a second, and it has to do a lot with this. He's a young Jones is a young quarterback, and he makes a big mistake with that intentional grounding, and everybody's gonna be like, "Well, it was a busted play. They should have, or it was a play that shouldn't have even gone on." No, illegal shifts. For those of you who don't know, is if a lineman has not set, then if a wide receiver sets and then the lineman sets, the wide receiver now has to reset because at that point he has covered, and then the lineman sets, so the lineman covers, thus making the wide receiver no longer eligible. So that's why they have to reset. Or I believe with that one, it was a two people were in motion. You can't do that either. And then so that happens. They throw the flag. I guess he thinks it's a, I don't know, false start or whatever, and he throws a intentional grounding. He's still in the pocket. It's a full second and a half. I don't know if he thought it was a free play or what, or if the wide receiver thought it was excuse me, if the wide receiver thought it was a dead play. He throws it right there, shuts down all momentum. But I mean, it was good for them. They still got 13 points in the first half, which if you're leading by the half with the Cowboys, like I said, emotional team, you've almost kind of have them beat. Now, Saquon Barkley, keeping him down, the only reason why is because of the Giants, the way their blocking scheme was, they were slowing down the defensive line. So, that's the Cowboys' greatest strength and greatest weakness, and I've talked about it before many times. They will immediately run up, and that's when the running back finds one little hole, gets right through 10, 15 yards where we get cut up. We might have a good quote-unquote run defense and stats, but the run game is what sets the tempo. If you can continuously have it, if you know that you're always going to get 3 points, 4 yards, 4 yards, the pass goes over the top and it breaks off long. And that's why you can't necessarily equate rushing yards to receiving yards. You know, for every rushing yard, I would probably say it's 2 yards to every receiving yard. So if somebody comes out there and they're like, "Oh man, they had a 100-yard rushing day," shit, they might have as well been a receiver that had 200 because that was a great fucking day. Now, with like I said, you know, with that pass protection or that protection scheme that Giants were running, where they shrunk down, had the quarterback or the running back chip. So now you've slowed down that defensive line. Now all that defensive line has to do is stop, hit the offensive lineman, see where the play is going because now you've slowed them down, and break to where they need to go. Because the defensive linemen are going to hit first, even though the offense knows where they're going, defense knows where they're going too. I mean, it's the same. That's how the play's designed. So they hit, see what's going on, crush it down, and there's no run game to be had. You have to bounce it out to the outside. That's the only thing that the Giants really didn't do in this game that they really should have done. They should have had some more outside runs, and they should have put pressure on our containment. The only time they really did was when Daniel Jones would roll out, and this has been a big issue a lot with our defense as well. They would run either to Parsons or to, I'm trying to think, I think it's Armstrong. That's our other defensive end. And they would make him say, "Hey, are you going to come for the sack, or are you going to try and get that little tight end flat route or that tight end from the other side route?" Just those rollout and slants that go along with the rollout, that's what we're weak against. And we were exposed big when we played the Eagles the first time. I think it was like week 6, something like that, where they really showed that he wanted to go for the sack, and then they tossed it right over his head. Cornerback was always late, or the linebacker was just too slow because they were coming in for a play action, or they got stuck, or whatever, what have you. A little design slant, and then there's 5-10 yards, first down, easy. It was definitely a high percentage play for them. In this game, I don't know what it was, I don't know what's going on, but it finally clicked that, hey, just run up the sideline. You might get a sack, and that's 3 or 4 yards that you just took them down. But if you play a little conservative here, you run along the sideline, stop them at the line. A loss of down, I will take a loss of down over 5 yards, over 10 yards, because that's an entire chance that you just cut as opposed to yardage they have to make up. Big thing that I saw in the first half is teams that are playing the Cowboys need to start watching out for Dak. He's going to start running soon. And I'm hoping that the Cowboys aren't desperate enough to make it happen too early. There was one big play at the end of the first drive, and this is where I was like, ooh, nah, we got to slow it down. They were willing to use Dak with the speed option. The issue again was it's going to happen in the playoffs. We're going to show our hand that Dak can run, and we're now going to start getting that key. And when we get that key, we just showed this look. Now it's going to be an issue going on, and that's going to be probably a game-winning play. You know how there's always that one momentum play or one just little juke hit that's like, oh, this is what sets it off. It's going to be Dak getting lit up because they knew exactly what was coming because we tipped our hand this early, and some defensive coordinator out there is going, I'm going to have to look at that. All in all, they did very well. Those 2 interceptions, I mean, one obviously is straight up Dak's fault. The second, yeah, you know what? There was a little trouble. I still blame him, but I'm going to up it to 1.75 interceptions. But all in all, I really like what's going on. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, I'm almost going to guarantee that he's going to go to another team. I don't think it's a contract year for him, but I mean, he's getting the same amount of touches. Usually he's getting more yards than Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know what happened there. But he doesn't get the touches in the end zone. He has to break the big ones. And I think that's what really kind of frustrates him. I know it was last week when he was running up and it was 2 chances with him. They pulled in Zeke, immediately got the touchdown off of it. And I just hope that somewhere in the offseason that we definitely keep him. CeeDee Lamb, still our number 1. Michael Gallup finally showed up on key plays. I'm not going to say that he came out and he was like, 300 yards and you couldn't stop him. But he showed up when he needed to. He showed his arm strength, his hands, and he was able to bring it down, get that momentum when we needed it in that first half. And came up with a couple key plays in that second half to really keep it going. I really enjoyed that our tight ends were starting to really move into it. But we didn't really have anything going with anybody else in the receiving. Our 2 receivers, our 2 tight ends, and then a couple throws out of the backfield. And I'm just surprised that Ezekiel Elliott caught one. Tony Pollard, I could definitely see it, but there's just some bad times there. Dak threw 21 for 30, roughly 8% maybe if you want to go. No, it's 70, I think. Yeah, see, somebody else do math. And it really has to go with where we took a page out of Green Bay and McCarthy playing against Green Bay and going, you know what? Maybe we should just run nickel and dime, chip and chip and chip, because we have the bigger men up front. And then we just throw over the top. Now, sometimes that works. And then sometimes you have Dak Prescott, again, an above average quarterback with superstar talent. Yeah. Yeah. Again, like I said, you know how when
you call Dak Prescott above average.
That's as far as I will ever give him. Like, if do you remember when you played football games when you were younger and you would start maxing out stats when you created players?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, so when you did that, it was great. You blah blah blah, and you could see the overall going. You just boop 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 boop. Now I was thinking to myself like, this is kind of cheating. I guess I'll just max out everything except for like 2. And as a kid, I didn't like. I was looking at it like offensive and defensive awareness, and I'm like, that can't be anything. Well, sure enough, my guy was at like 70% or like 70 overall, And as soon as I brought that offensive and defensive awareness up, 99. 30% is just knowing what the fuck is going on. And I think Prescott, he doesn't have it. And I've talked about that for weeks since we first started doing this back in week 3, 4. One of those. Take your pick.
Yeah. I
And
don't
I
know.
just,
I've put his awareness at fucking 0 ever since last year when he's running with fucking 13 seconds left.
yes, exactly. If you needed any more reason not to pull him for Cooper Rush, if you say that, shut up, get out of here. But he
Cooper Rush
has
would
no
have more
awareness.
on
No,
13
yeah, well,
seconds.
you know what? I will give you that. Rush wouldn't have even gotten that far because I don't think he could run that. I don't think he can run at all. But yeah, again, no, he just has no awareness. He just has no idea what's going on. I don't know.
He's in
Happy go lucky.
Dakland.
Exactly,
His
Dakland.
his phone screen is himself. His phone lock
Yes,
screen is
yes,
himself.
I saw that. Like, and everybody's like, "Oh, what a narcissist!" I'm gonna tell you right now. If my
Every
dick looked
fucking
better,
quarterback is a fucking narcissist.
well, that yeah. You know who? Okay, you know why quarterbacks are quarterbacks? Because
The
they were
fuck?
the good-looking kids, and you gave them the ball at 6 years old because you didn't know how to convey communication. You just knew that psychologically they were now the leader because they ran faster and looked better. That's how quarterbacks are made. What are you? What the fucking?
I found a pack of cigarettes with a cigarette left in it.
Oh my god, dude,
I
wasteful. I
was
can't
like,
believe
fucking
you.
lucky day. You know how many packs of cigarettes I open? Like, I'll have like one or two, like,
Oh, dude, did you get a rare?
yeah, it's basically like I'll have like one or two like on my dresser that are empty because I haven't thrown them away yet, and I always check them, and there's never one left in there. And the one time that I did, there's like one left, and I was like, holy fuck.
Dude, that is a fucking holographic Charizard if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah, fucking first edition hollow shadowless Charizard. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. At the end of the day, Daniel Jones did extremely well throwing to all kinds of receivers. Daniel Jones knows what the fuck's going on. He doesn't look the greatest, and that's why I said he needs to be developed. But at this
How much
point,
more developing you can get out of him? This is like his like
exactly.
second, what is the second or third year as a starter for the
No, I think
Giants?
it's even longer. Well, as a starter, yeah, I believe so. Let me double check. No, he's started since rookie. Yeah, in 2019. This is one, two, third. This is his 4th year, and he's gotten better his sophomore slump, as everybody has one, but he's gotten better since he's been a rookie. Mm,
I
I mean, kind of.
I
But they
know
got
the Giants
Saquon
kind of
Barkley, you.
threw him to the wolves because he started as a rookie, right?
Yeah, I believe he was one of the most hit quarterbacks.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
18 or 19 or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
Right after Eli left.
And I was gonna say, I think Eli was getting his fucking ass handed to him every single time.
Yeah, but like Eli's last year wasn't great, but
Yeah,
oh well. Do you want to talk
yeah,
about the standings real quick and then move on?
yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Dallas Cowboys 28 to the New York 20. Definitely in the hunt for the wild card. More than likely gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna go down against the Eagles. I think it's gonna go a little better now that they've kind of seen
Their
how the Eagles are
ass.
gonna play.
And
But
so are the Commanders.
Commanders are ass. I have no idea how the fuck they're doing.
No, I
I'm not
said
even gonna
they're
talk about
on
them.
your ass.
Oh, well, they're also ass. I don't know how they're coming up. Ron Rivera, man. I don't know.
With
He's
the
got
N
something.
the NFC, I'll just go to the NFC. The NFC East, you have the Philadelphia Eagles at 10-1 in first place.
Yep.
Then you guys at second place at 8-3, and then Giants in third place with 7-4, and then Commanders at 7-5.
Yeah.
NFC North, the Vikings have just run away with it,
Oh my God. What are they?
nine to
Nine
two.
and yeah.
And then and then in second place you have the fucking Lions at 4-7, and then in third
Yeah.
place the Packers at 4-8, and the Bears in last at 3-9.
Yeah.
NFC South is still a toss up. We're still
Yeah.
technically leading at 5-6, and then the Falcons at 5-7, the Panthers at 4-8, and same thing with the Saints at 8. NFC West, you kind of have the you have 49ers in first with 7-4, Seahawks right behind them at 6-5, and then Cardinals at 4-8, and then the Rams have fallen off at.
The Rams might have fell off, but you're the one that fell off of the recording.
Did
I
I?
can't hear you at all. Yeah, the Rams fell off and then you fell off.
Oh, okay. The Rams fell off at 3-8.
Yeah. Here's a little fun fact. So Green Bay, we're what, week 12 you said?
Um, uh, yeah, 12.
Okay. So at this point I believe everybody's had a bye week, have they not?
I still think I know we're waiting on the Falcons to have a bye week. I don't think they've had one, at least in my division.
Yeah, 5-7, yeah, that's
Actually,
12. And then let's see, the Cardinals have not had one. So it's the Cardinals and the Falcons that should have a bye week next week.
the Cardinals play. I know Falcons have a game. They play the Steelers, and the Cardinals do have a bye.
Shit. Well,
Yeah,
there you
Falcons
go.
play the Steelers next week, or the Sunday at 1.
Mm.
When do the Cardinals get a bye week? Let's see.
I don't know. It's got to be
Uh,
close. Like,
no, I'm sorry, the Falcons. Sorry,
yeah,
Cardinals have a bye week, week 13.
which is next week. That's
Falcons,
10 plus 3. I would know.
the Falcons have one on 4.
Week 14.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them playing
Jesus,
week
man.
14 because they play the
Yeah.
Steelers week 13, and yeah, they're back week 15 against the Saints.
And now, honestly, I'm seeing the Falcons win your division. No
No,
offense.
I don't think so. I still think the Falcons are absolute dog ass.
Nah, I think they're going to come back from this bye week, win the last two, which I believe are division games, are they not?
No. Week 15 is a division game against the Saints.
Oh, okay.
The next week they play the Steelers.
Okay. Oh, so you've already ran through the two with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Then no. Yeah. As long as the Buccaneers, you guys lost to the Browns, but I think it was just a
Like I said,
bad
we
tiding.
lose teams that we should beat, and we beat teams that we should lose to. So I
Yeah.
have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting little fact. Just looking, it looks like the Vikings, I believe, have. Oh no, they haven't yet clinched their division. But
No, but they've
if
ran away
the
with it.
yeah, if the Detroit Lions or the Green Bay Packers lose even once, there is absolutely no chance they make it.
Really?
Yeah. But again, that's losing once, that's week 13. And then what does it go to 17? No,
It goes to 18.
18. Well, I thought 18 was wild card.
No, 18 is the end of the regular season, and then we go
Oh,
to
that's right.
wild
It's
card.
yeah, because there's now 17 games with a bye week. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it goes wild card divisional round. It goes week 18 wild card divisional round conference and then super,
Yeah.
which
So
isn't
right
until
now,
February. So
yeah,
fucking end now.
yeah, and it looks like the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears have a
Oh God. I
bye
mean that's
week coming up,
they
but
play
I'm
each other
not.
next week.
Yeah, so then it's got to be week 14 that they have it.
Let's see. Yep,
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
yeah. Well, here we have the playoff
And
picture that will load
and
up
then
whenever the fuck AT&T
it
decides.
it doesn't want to. I tried that earlier. Uh,
NFL.com, you suck, and so do you. What's your name?
was it
Roger
week
Goodell.
15? The Packers have the Rams and Bears.
Okay, well, I'm
The
definitely gonna give it to
Lions.
Packers there. So, but even then, I mean, the Minnesota Vikings, all they have to do is win 2 games, take it to 11 and
They got
2.
the Jets next week.
Yeah, and according to Zach Wilson,
and then they got the Lions.
Zach Wilson isn't the problem. So
Well, that's according to Zach Wilson. Nobody really cares what fucking Zach Wilson. So suck ass.
yeah, and here's the thing: they're 7-4 somehow.
Oh my god, yeah, I
I
forgot
know.
about that. I've kind of turned my. I told you today. This year's the year of chaos. The
Yeah.
whole AFC East is fucking wild.
Oh yeah. If you're an AFC
The
fan
whole AFC
whatsoever,
fucking
yeah.
shit is wild. The
Even the AFC West.
AFC
I
South is
mean,
kind of mirroring us right now, but
yeah. Well, you got the Houston Texans. Like, hey, who gives a fuck? If you're a Houston Texans fan,
they got the Colts and the Texans. So
yeah, like, yeah, yeah. The Colts, your season's long gone. Peyton left. You should too. Texans, you should have just never been a
you should
fan
have
anyway.
fucking transferred to Canada at this point.
Oh yeah, at least maybe they'll. Well, here's the thing. I know a lot of Texans
I
fans
don't know.
because I'm
Maybe
from
make
deep South Texas.
Texans. Maybe make it the Munich. No, that wouldn't work. I can't say
The
Munich,
Munich Texans.
I was like, yeah, make that their team. And I
You
was
know
like,
what?
wait,
Fuck it. Who cares? Just send them.
Texas is in the name.
You know what? The Houston Texans are doing as well
I don't know.
as they do on, I don't know, social
Make it the Munich
manhandlers.
or
No,
Munich
that kind of that still doesn't sound great.
like bratwurst or something. I don't fucking know. Something to do with like sauce beer. Speaking of which, I
Yeah.
could go for a fucking good hot dog right about now. I'm fucking
Okay, well.
starving. I haven't eaten all day.
Jeez, I heard you've been
Mm,
making a lot of pastries.
I made cookies, but moving on.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it?
No, I
Were
really
they
don't.
chocolate chip or did you have to take that
You'll
from
have
the
you'll have
McDonald's that got burnt down?
oh my god. You
This is
can't
you.
fucking
No, it
pin me
was you.
on you
Oh,
can't
absolutely I can.
you have no proof.
I have proof. I
I
bought the
wasn't
fucking
even
plane
in
tickets. You were in
I
state.
wasn't even in the state when that burned down. No, I bought the tickets that time.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's got to be someone listening to this like, oh my god, when was
What's
that?
going on? What is going on? I want to talk about the state of Magic the Gathering real quick.
Okay, but before that, the Jacksonville Jaguars are net points are 12 above, but they're 4-7. They must have had a monster game at some point that I don't know about. Anyways, let's go to tapping cards and tapping bitches. What's up? You're not here,
You,
so I gotta high five myself.
if you live under a rock and you don't know what Magic the Gathering is, it's basically like the granddaddy of all card games.
Take that, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, most all card games are based off the way Magic plays. Anyways, it used to be like you would get like maybe like 3 or 4 sets of Magic, like a year, and now it's getting to be like once a month, which is ridiculous.
What do you? Okay, now when you say that, do you mean like new cards or what?
No, I mean like new sets, but yeah,
I don't know
sets
what that
means cards.
means.
So you know
Okay,
how like you buy a booster pack and the booster pack will have a name.
absolutely not.
Okay, for example, let's say I buy like I want to buy Pokemon cards, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the booster pack is called like Shining Rises or something like that.
Okay,
That's the name of the set.
and then next week it could be like Darkness Below.
No, so it's not like
Next
next
month.
week. But yeah, that's what Magic is doing. Like they're releasing a new set of cards every month. And what is
Okay,
happening is that because the way card games work, after a certain amount of sets are released, they move to like out of like standard. So what like most people play for like championships, and no one can get like a grasp on like what's going on, like a meta or something to like build a deck around, because keep pumping out these cards, and the
so the meta
quality.
changes is way too fast.
It's not even just that. It's no one can get a grasp of what's going on because they want to buy these new cards to keep up to date with it, and it's just becoming unaffordable. And the quality is taking a dive because of it.
So it's like the Telltale game series where they just
Yeah,
overflooded the market and
and
then they
now
just made it out of fucking everything, so it
and
doesn't
now
matter what any of it is.
and now it's coming to a head with the 30th anniversary like set.
30th?
Yeah, Magic's
Is
been
this
around for a long time. That's why I said it's your
no?
granddaddy's card game. I told
Are
you
you
this. Yeah,
serious?
yeah.
No fucking way.
The 30th,
Never.
the 30th. Anyways, beyond your disbelief, the
I
30th
need a link.
anniversary set. Here,
I
I'll
need
send
a
you.
peer. I absolutely need a
I'll
peer
send.
reviewed journal on this shit. I do not believe you at all.
You don't believe Magic's been around for 30 years? It's from Wizards of the
No.
Coast.
No.
Oh yeah. Um, the 30th anniversary set contains 4 booster packs that cost $1,000, and the cards are unplayable, by the way,
What does that
because
mean?
so they're not like tournament legal.
Because they're coming out too fast and they
No,
uh
because Wizards of the Coast said so.
what do you mean they said so? Like they're
Because
just like no,
yeah,
or they're legitimately that strong, or they just haven't
no, they
been.
just literally just said no because they're from out of print. They're from the game's earlier years, and the backing is different. They look like they're not. They don't look like all the other Magic cards. And they like again, they have
Oh,
also said no, you can't use these in tournament play. So it's like, why are we printing out 4 booster packs for $1,000? It makes 0 sense, and it's just ridiculous. Um, for one, again, it ruins the game for people who are like going to tournaments
yeah,
because they're pumping out too many. Then it ruins collectors because who's gonna pay $1,000 for 4 booster packs? No one.
no,
Um, and it's like gonna hurt the value of some of these cards that people own
yeah.
by
Here,
reprinting them
the
for no
link you sent
goddamn
me.
reason.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the link you sent me. The okay, toy company slam for getting greedy with Magic: The Gathering.
That's meant.
Subtitle:
Mm-hmm.
Bank of America warns clients about a possible MTG bubble. And you know
Yeah.
what? If
Uh,
Bank of America is telling you,
Bank of
there's a
Bank.
fucking issue.
Yeah, Bank of America apparently owns stock in I think uh Hasbro, who owns Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast is the one who makes Magic.
Yeah, I think
Wizards of the
Bank.
Coast
I
is
thought Bank of
also the
America was like cut at this point. I thought they had their own issues.
Wizards. They do, but Wizards
Yeah,
of the Coast, for reference, is also the people who produce Dungeons and Dragons.
really.
Yeah,
I thought they were coming out with a new
Dungeons and Dragons.
style. Not you know how there's like 1, 2, 3, 3.5,
Yeah,
4, 5.
first edition, second edition,
Yeah,
third edition, 3.5, fourth, and fifth.
I
Yeah,
heard that they were
there's a
making a
new.
new edition.
There is. It's in like beta testing, and
Yeah.
trust me, we're not going to move over to it when it comes out because from what
Because
I've heard,
it's
it's a
so
fucking
much fun.
nightmare.
Okay.
From what I've heard, it's a nightmare
Could it be possible? How possibly could it be a nightmare?
because it's instead it's sixth. They're not calling it sixth edition. They're just calling it Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
When
they're
in
trying to like
reality,
revamp it, but
and they're trying to make Dungeons and Dragons more like political correctness, and they're like redoing a
uh,
whole bunch of things, and it's fucking god awful.
it makes me feel
Mm.
sad.
They're trying to like make every class be. They're like trying to make every race
Do the
not
same
have like
thing.
yeah, like there's
No
no
bonuses. You can just pick a
you
race and
c-
then be like, okay,
yeah
here's your
you pick
bonuses, whatever you want to put them in.
yeah,
No,
which is stupid.
right.
To be God for honest, why are we going to change something that's been going on for
It's a
like
fantasy game.
yeah? Why are we going to change something now, 40 years, 50 years down the line? It makes 0 sense. Anyways, go back to Magic.
Anyways, yes, back to
It's
Magic.
it's a terrible idea. Oh, what they're doing.
Yep.
Wizards need Hasbro and Wizards need to get their shit together.
Mm-hmm.
They're scheduled to release still a new set every month this year. So we're looking at 12 new sets this year, which is fucking insane.
Now here's the thing: do they just sit on these after? Well, you said that the prints all fucked up, and I mean it's different. That's
Sit on
definitely
them.
a yeah, like sit on them. Like, oh, we won't make another set for 6 months, but I don't think it's just gonna end here. I mean, why would it? People are buying it.
Normally what was no, they're not. No, they're
Are they
not.
really not?
No. I mean, some people are
Oh,
buying like the set here and there, but you got to look at it like this. Okay. Magic the Gathering was built off the backs of like the mom and pop like game shop. All right.
yeah. Back in the day before chains were like
Like
chains.
not even like that. Maybe up to like maybe like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, Magic
Wow.
because the card shops are teaching people how to play Magic. They're making the events possible.
Oh yeah.
They're they're ones taking all the risk on buying these sets, and the margins
Yeah.
aren't great on them. And then
No.
fucking Wizards of the Coast goes and stabs him in the back and starts putting the cards on Amazon for like a whole like cheaper. Amazon's not teaching the community new players how to play the game,
Right.
and they're trying to make more. Now it's becoming more money driven than it is for the love of the game, but it wasn't like that like 3 years ago.
Mm. No, and this ain't anything new. I
Yes,
mean,
I
like I
mean
said,
this
it's
is
been 3 years.
Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't do this. Pokemon
Right.
doesn't do this.
Well, before you say that,
Vanguard doesn't do this.
Pokemon the card game doesn't do it.
No, Pokemon the card game doesn't do it.
Yeah,
But the
that's
cards are just separate from the games. These are two different
right.
divisions. You got to
Yes,
remember
yes,
this.
yes. Hmm. That's interesting. And I tried to get into Magic the Gathering. Honestly, it's really not that hard. It's a lot of
It's
fun when
not.
I played it in high school. I didn't have a deck. I would play with my friends, and I would make sure to slap it around until it got hard, and then I would start tapping it to make sure. But I was playing with I believe it was a green. Fuck, it's been
Uh,
so many years now. I
uh,
can't even.
Forests, I think they're called.
I think it was Forest. I remember a lot of stone golems. Maybe it
It's
wasn't green. I remember a lot
mountains,
of golems.
swamp is black.
Hmm. Maybe it was a green black one, but like I said, it's been.
Yeah,
I graduated in 2013, dude. It's been 15 years. I don't know.
red and black is the only thing I remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I got to say about that. You got to fix this shit. Because I was like getting back into like looking at cards and that kind of thing. 'Cause, I could pick this up again. And then I heard about this bullshit. I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
Now, how much different has it gotten? Because like Pokemon, how much
Magic's
different has
pretty
Pokemon
much
gotten?
Pokemon's gotten a lot different. Where Magic's kind of stayed the same.
Okay,
I mean,
like it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh.
they've added like new abilities, but it's
Okay,
been very, like I said, it's been very gradual with Magic.
okay. It's
Whereas
not
like
like they just said, "Fuck it,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
here's a new generation. Let's."
whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, they'll give you like walls of text that do nothing. But where Magic the Gathering cards, if you look at a Magic the Gathering card, it might only have like 5 words on it, and it's those abilities, and then like some
Right,
like a sentence of flavor text at the bottom.
right.
And then there's some cards that will have the ability and they'll explain the ability, and there's some that don't. You just have to like look up what the ability is, or you
What?
already know what it does.
Or like okay, so like for example, I
So
believe trample.
flying, trample, and like
Yeah,
haste.
yeah, because I know trample will just go through
Trample is kind of like
the.
piercing damage, where they'll do like
Yes,
the damage on top if there is
that's the only
extra.
thing that I could tell you.
Flying can only be blocked by like, flying creatures, and they can't be blocked by non-flying creatures.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then haste means that they don't get summoning. It's that kind of
Okay. Okay. Now you said that Pokemon has also gotten a bit.
Pokemon has changed. Like it's more along the lines of like power scaling is where Pokemon has changed,
Yeah, because
but
I felt like
not.
it was more of before it was.
And then like there's like X card, like Gigamax and like VMAX and that kind of thing, where you can only have like a certain amount of those in your deck, and they count for like X amount of prize cards. But that's not like really changing the whole overall structure of the game.
Right, that's more
Where
about like deck building.
Yu-Gi-Oh has changed in the
Oh
fact of
fuck.
like
Just
you
off the
have
top of
to
your head,
read
how
in like a
many
novel.
transformations are there?
In Yu-Gi-Oh,
XYZ? Yeah, what?
there's
XYZ.
normal summoning, special
Hmm.
summoning, fusion summoning, ritual summoning, link summoning, XYZ summoning, link summoning, synchro summoning. That's 8 off the top of my head.
Well, stop saying anymore because if you do, I'll drop my beer. Because I'm counting on my fingers. That's too goddamn many. And then
Yeah.
you're driving a motorcycle the entire time.
Yeah, then you're on the fucking motorcycle.
Yeah. Somebody's there. Somebody has got to be pissed off at this. I always imagine that somebody's eventually going to watch this, like years down the line, if this ever gets big or it doesn't. But like 5 or 6 years later, somebody starts like, oh, I want to watch when they were
I
whatever.
want to watch episode 12 or 5 or whatever this one is for
Right.
some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. I want to like, because it happens all the time where a lot of like big streamers, they started out, with garbage 7, 8 years ago. And, they might have like, I don't know, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Part 5, and that's just where their first upload is.
Yeah.
There's no 4, 3, 2, 1. So somebody's gonna end up watching this podcast after binging the last 7 or whatever we've done, and they're gonna be pissed about this retroactively while we're talking about this. I think about that a lot.
There's not 8 fucking Yu-Gi-Oh summons. There's 47 now. What are these guys talking about?
Oh, my beer! It's dropped. It's everywhere. Oh no! Like, god damn it. And I get it. I mean, like, things have to evolve. Things have to change. That's just the way of life. But god damn, if I feel, do you not feel as though Yu-Gi-Oh with all these new generations and everything is also kind of a money grab? But at least they disguise it with, "Hey, we actually
Yeah,
give a
it's one
shit."
of the few things that's making Konami money, but it's not as egregious as what Magic is right now.
Yeah, they're just straight up like, "Hey, go fuck yourself."
And with the death of the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yugi Moto's dead.
No, the creator of the card game. He
Pegasus?
died. No, I can't. Yuji Takanaka, I think his name is. He died. Trying to save somebody from drowning.
No shit.
Yeah, he was like a hero, and he like died trying to save someone from drowning. It was him and like I think a Marine, a United States like Marine. They saw somebody. I think he was in Okinawa or somewhere in like a coastal area, Japan.
No shit.
Um, yeah, there's a guy drowning, and him and that guy tried to save him. And the Marine and the dude who was originally drowning came out, but when they looked for him, they couldn't find him. And I think like a day later, they found his body.
It's wild.
But yeah, Kazuki Takahashi. I'm sorry.
Okay, not even close, but if I had to guess, I would have really thought like Yugi or Gyo or something would have been in the
I
name.
mean, Pegasus is the in-game creator, like the
Oh yeah.
in-universe creator of like the card
Well,
game. But I'm talking
yeah.
about like real.
Yeah, no, I got you. You know, weirdly enough, does everybody just have like a story about drowning?
I don't know. I don't.
See, okay, I do. Nobody died, thank God. But
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, by the way.
no,
It's a
you do
joke.
have a drowning story?
No, I'm
Oh,
sad
okay.
nobody
Well, I was
died.
like,
I
what do
was
you mean?
like, pretend
Okay.
to be sad no one died. I'm like,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
joke. It's a joke. Calm down.
I didn't even hear that. But like one thing that has always followed me no matter where I go, as soon as I start bragging about something, immediately
Mm-hmm.
my abilities are tested in it. So the first time it happened, I was like 12 and I
Mm-hmm.
was like I had a BMX bike and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I ride it a lot. I don't need training wheels. Because I'm 12. So, I don't know what the fuck to be bragging about. Sure enough, I'm about to get on it. And then my little cousin she's like 3. She's like, oh, what's this kickstand? And she moves it. Bike
Mm-hmm.
falls right on top of her as I'm bragging about the bike being amazing. And then they started yelling at me. And I'm like, what the fuck you want me to do? So I run over there, pick it up. I feel bad the rest of the day. Anyways, to the drowning, I had just learned to swim. I'm
What
like,
age were you?
shit. Anywhere between 8 and 10.
Really?
Yeah, well, I never had to learn how to swim. Like we were in the
Oh,
ocean. You're not gonna swim in the
no,
ocean. You're
not
gonna
even
be
that.
taken away.
I had to learn. I learned how to swim at a young age because we had a pool and they wanted me to
Oh,
learn how
okay.
to swim.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got swimming lessons from a very young age.
See, that's good.
And
I'm
I
yeah.
wasn't one of those kids that they just threw in and said good luck because that's a really bad idea. Do not do that.
Yes, love your
If you
children.
ever think like they said they'd sink or swim, do not do that. That is a very bad idea.
Yeah, you'll just traumatize your kid and they'll never get in there again. Or
Or they'll drown.
right, and then you have to pick them up. You have to fucking resuscitate them, and you're like, oh, they're fine. They're still breathing, and then they die 3 hours later because of
Yeah,
all the aspiration in their lung.
or like what is it? Secondhand drowning. I can't remember what the exact term is. Where there's
Yeah.
like
Well,
residual water like left in
yes.
their lungs.
Yes. And they just can't keep up and eventually there's too
If
much
you
water,
swallow
not
you
enough
swallow a
O2.
cup of water, that can really fuck up your lungs. So not you drown.
Oh
If you
yeah.
drown, you can get like a lung infection and like a whole bunch of other shit.
Yes. Oh my god, yeah. So even if somebody drowns, monitor them for a while and if you don't think they're doing well, you can tell they'll be kind of weird, they'll be off, they'll be out. Don't let them go to sleep. It's kind of like a concussion. Now, when you fall asleep with a concussion, that doesn't mean that you're going to die. The biggest thing is, hey, there's either bleeding on the brain or something. That's what kills people, not that they fell asleep. But again, with the drowning thing, your lungs are still going to be secreting because they think that there's something in there. It's a bunch of water, so now you got mucus and water mix again. Your lungs are filling up. It's dry drowning after you just got saved from drowning. So make sure that you just, I don't know, take them to a hospital still, or at least get them checked out. Anyway, I'm like 8 to 10 years old. I'm like, yeah, I just kind of learned how to swim. I'm pretty good at it. And that was as soon as I said, yeah, I'm pretty good at it. A little girl falls off of her little pool noodle and starts drowning. And my mom yells at me, and she's like,
What are you supposed to
Lorenza! And I'm like, don't get me wrong, it was like a 5 foot pool, but I'm 8 years old.
Oh,
I'm 5'5" now. At 8 years old, I was like 3'6". Like, what the fuck you want me to do, right?
even then,
But
like a
she
5 foot
yells at me
pool's still
like,
kind of like nothing.
yeah, right. But I don't know, like my mom, she doesn't yell at me, but she's like calling to me, like, hey, Lorenzo, like, go get him. And I'm like, I can't swim that well. I just learned. But I didn't say that. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good at swimming.
You had to go like
And
cosplay as a
then, yeah.
lifeguard.
No, I jumped in and I was walking towards him, and then somebody else got to him before I did. Thank God, because we would have just both drowned.
Yeah.
And then, like, my father-in-law has a story about like apparently there was two kids and their dad or something, and the two kids fell off the boat or they went into the water. It's the Missouri River, and the Missouri River runs fucking
Jesus
fast.
Christ. Yeah, that
Yo,
fucker moves
it
at
runs.
probably
Yeah,
close to like 6 knots.
dude, I'm telling you, dude. I actually hate swimming in it because I need like I
You're
don't need
gonna
a
go
deep sea
like
pole,
30. You're gonna go
but
like a mile down the fucking river by the time
oh,
you get out.
absolutely. And this is
I
the
mean,
Missouri, not the
that's
Mississippi, the Missouri.
oh,
Like
I thought you
it
were talking about the
fucking
Mississippi.
no.
Like
You think
you
the
get in the
Mississippi
Mississippi,
runs?
you're done.
Yeah, no. If you yeah, no, it's bad to get in the Mississippi,
Well,
but the
not
Missouri
now because it's all
fucking
dried up,
guns
but
it. Yeah, it's kind of low. And that's another thing that I'll talk about here in a second. But the Missouri fucking flows. I gotta put at least a 4 pound weight on my fishing pole, and even then, that bitch goes for
you're gonna catch
I have
catfish
yeah.
because that's about the
Well,
only
I'm
thing you'll
just
be able to catch with that sort of weight on there.
well. The problem is, even if I don't, all my shit's doing. I have
All your
180
lines gonna
yards.
all your lines gonna
Yeah,
go out.
yeah. So even with
Like
six
I don't want
thing
to hear
weight,
about how much line you're gonna lose. You've never had to reel in a mile worth of line, so I don't want to hear it.
you know what? I never have, thank God. But have you lost a mile worth of line?
Oh, that's not even the worst.
Are
It
you?
gets worse.
What do you mean?
It gets
You know,
worse.
yeah. Fuck my story. Look, don't fish in the Missouri. My father-in-law loves it. Two kids fell in. The dad freaked out, had a heart attack, fell in. They found him like 3 days later. That's my drowning story. But what the
Wait,
fuck? You said you lost? No, we're moving on. You
no,
said you
I
lost
didn't.
miles.
Yeah, you can lose like a mile worth of line easily in salt water, and that's nothing.
Okay, but here's the thing: are you deep sea fishing or what?
Yeah, like you're on a boat
Okay,
like 3 miles offshore, if that.
okay. Well, I mean that makes sense.
You get a good
Now,
like wahoo bite or something like that. That's
Wahoo,
a wahoo.
a Wahoo, like a
W A O
Wario.
W A
Wow,
H O O Wahoo. It's a really good
wow.
tasting fish, and they put up a hell of a fight.
Do they have a
They could swim at like 60 miles per hour, so I don't want to hear it.
dude? For those of us who are listening in Europe town, that's like 107
Uh,
kilometers an hour or
no, it's
something.
not.
No, it's like 60%. No,
It's
no, that's
probably
way far. You
around like
said 60, so it's 60 times 1.8,
it's
is it?
probably like close to 83 kilometers an hour.
I'm going with 90.
I don't know.
You know
Let's
what?
take a
I'm gonna
guess.
price right your ass. 84.
60 miles per hour to kilometers per hour.
60, I'm gonna guess
It's
93.
96.
Oh, your boy.
It's 96 and a half.
Oh,
Anyways,
I'm the math man.
Um,
I'll
yeah, I
calculate when
mean
people die.
that's that's deep sea fishing for you. Or you can go or you can just do like there's like electronic fishing reels. You know what those
What?
are? Yeah,
No,
it's
absolutely not.
basically it's well, this is for like when you're fishing and you're dropping down straight down like a mile.
You just put like 3 to 17 pounds and just
Not even.
pew.
You're probably putting like maybe like 6 ounces of weight on there, 6 to 8
Six
ounces.
ounces.
You know how like heavy 6 ounces, 8 ounces of lead is?
Yeah, I know because I bought the fishing pole from Walmart and the 6 ounces I use
Oh no,
gets
no, no, no.
taken
So like
140 yards down the
the
Mississippi
rods,
or the
the
Missouri. Yeah.
rods aren't that long, but they're thick.
Yeah.
Okay, they're maybe like a foot and a half long, and the reel is like the
Really?
size. Yeah, the reel is probably like the
Oh.
size like of think of like your keyboard up to not the number pad. So like cut the number pad off your keyboard, then they're probably like that width.
Where it says Puga up and Puga down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And on the side of it's like an electric motor. And what you do is you just
Electric.
yeah, they
Oh
plug
my
into the
god.
boat and you let out all this line and it's for like catching like swordfish and that kind of thing.
Yo, I
Because
am
there's
terrified of swordfish.
you should be. My uncle who works on fishing boats, he was on a swordfish trip, and somebody they had caught one, and somebody they were taking a picture, and somebody had just dropped the ass end of the fish, and when the fish felt
Oh
that, it like swung
no.
and it like slashed him in the side of the face. Granted, it was like a superficial like wound. Like it only got like the first layer of skin and it left like a really cool like white scar that's going away that will fade away.
Oh
But
no,
yeah,
he's gonna have to keep that going.
but yeah, they can really fuck you up.
Dude,
They
I've
can
heard
get
about
the
them like
they can get to
flying.
oh yeah, they'll jump into the boat if they get
Yeah,
close
and
enough.
they just fucking kill you. They
They can get
spear
up to
your
be
ass
like
like a
they can get to be like 800 pounds, 900 pounds.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then they fly into the boat like an 8th century Saxon and fucking demolish your
But that's
insides.
very rare for them to get that big. But yeah, they will jump into the boat like if you get them close enough and they said the leap, and then they'll flop around and then they'll go out like
How
a
much
minute.
chainmail do you have to like? That's the only time I think you need chainmail while you're fishing.
People still wear
No, because
chainmail.
chainmail is
Chainmail
more
is
of a
still
slashing, but
used, and you know what chainmail is used for?
I thought it was
Divers
more
u-
for slashing.
divers use it for when they're going diving with sharks.
Yeah, but like that makes sense. But I feel like you need more of a point.
Chainmail is good for yeah, like slashing and then like
Yeah,
some types of piercing
yeah.
because like the rings will break off and I mean it'll get destroyed, it'll get fucked up, but you'll
Oh,
still be
absolutely.
alive.
Yeah, that's true.
So before we get completely off topic, we've been going for probably about an hour now. What's your favorite creepypasta?
I don't know. I'm sure that there are some, but I
So
could not tell you what the actual like I'm
like
gonna
Ben
request
Drowned is
access.
one.
Ben drowned. Like I'm sure I've
Uh
read them, but I couldn't tell you exactly what they are.
like Slender Man,
Okay.
that sort of thing. Mine is like the whole SCP franchise. I think that's
So
a
like the SCP is
r-
probably like the
I think that's a
good.
really cool fucking idea where it's like a bunch of people get together and they made like this fake organization with fake monsters and there's a bunch of rules for like a
Did you
creative writing
there
topic.
yeah, did you hear about the fucker that tried to like copyright that shit or say it was his?
Yeah, some dude in Russia and it failed, so I really
Oh,
don't
did
care.
it? Good,
Yeah.
because fuck you,
It was like
Russia.
the second time like he's tried to do it.
Also, on strictly a geopolitical standpoint, or I guess
Mhm.
not political, but like on a strict like geo power standpoint,
Mhm.
Russia is losing a lot of people.
Oh, in the war in Ukraine, yeah.
But is it enough to actually? I mean, I understand like anytime. Well, usually when war is happening, the economy is booming because you got to pay for shit.
Not with Russia. You got to remember, Russia has a very small economy compared to like their size. The only thing they really
Right,
export is oil, and
right,
there's only like maybe like a handful of countries that are still buying Russian oil. It's
right,
nowhere near what it was.
right. So a lot of their stuff is outdated, or if they buy it, it's
And you got to remember
I
this:
don't know
like
how. It's
half the
on
time,
credit.
Russia half the time Russia goes to war, they implode. So
Right.
they can only keep up a war for so long. It's kind of like when we go to
It's
war.
yeah, that's what I was saying. It's
If
like a war of attrition.
if like no country, they figured out that a long time ago. A lot of places figured out. Vietnam was like the first. They figured out you can't beat the Americans. You can't beat America because we're just too technologically and we're just so far advanced in other countries. But what they figured
Yeah.
out is if you attrition us to
Yes.
drag this out for a prolonged period of time, that you lose like support back at homeland
Yes.
and
It's a
people
social
want.
war as opposed to an actual war.
It's not really social. It's more along the lines of like a political thing
Right. Like, why are we
or
still
like a
there? We've lost
philosophical.
all of everything.
Yeah, kind of like
It,
that.
yeah.
But back to creepypastas because
Yeah.
I really want to talk about this one.
I sent you a request for letting me to get into your thing.
You should have been able to join. It's just a document, so we can
No,
like
I'm
type.
gonna request again.
All right, let me check this out. It should have just let you in. All right,
I don't know. Maybe I'm clicking the wrong thing.
I'd see it. Let
No,
me
here, I'll request access again.
No, don't. It's fine.
No, I
I'm
already
I'm
did.
about to do it. Yeah, as soon as it loads.
Okay. Just gonna spam your Gmail.
Editor, viewer, yeah, your share.
Hey, that's me.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, that's me. I'm gonna have to edit this when we're done. You realize that, right?
What, the creepypasta or
No, this whole thing.
what do you mean? Oh yeah, this entire podcast. Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
10:30.
I do not envy you, my friend.
Um,
Oh, I
so I
want to be
figured
blue.
we can I figured we could come up with our own creepypasta.
Okay, like an ad lib.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mad Lib slash ad lib. If you know like anything about creepypasta, what do you know?
Man,
Like
the
I know you
only
know some. I know you do.
I know a lot, but I don't like. It's one of those things of I know a
It's
lot of things,
it's
but I don't know
it's
that
like
I know what the name of
it's
them
start
is.
with the premise.
Okay.
Like I went to a yard sale, for example, and I bought or saw or acquired X item. X
Oh,
item was
like the
did
Nintendo
something.
64 Majora's Mask cartridge, where's
Yeah, that's
that
Ben
that
Drowned.
was the. Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, Ben Drowned is the
Wild.
I bought I bought an N64 cartridge from an old man. The N64 cartridge was haunted by the previous owner named Ben, and
Yeah.
it turned out Ben Drowned's like this whole overarching. It's really, but yeah, that's the
Oh,
basic
it's
gist of
even
it.
deeper than that.
Yeah, it really
Lord have
Ben
mercy.
Drowned went on for like 10 years.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh yeah,
Get out of town.
yeah. I'm not gonna go into it because I don't know the whole thing. But that's kind of like the premise of every post is X thing happened. I went X place. I got X item. X thing happened,
Okay. Well, I feel
and
like we have to
then
have
this
like
is
it's.
how
I feel like
my
it's like an improv thing,
yeah. That's essentially what we're doing.
right? So like, we need an item, a situation,
Okay, so
a
let's do this item
yeah, an item, a situation,
situation.
and
Okay,
then um, well, depending on the item, and I feel like from there we figure out an item, and then that's what's going to
so
give us
item
our third point.
situation, and then what happened, like the effects of like the item, and then conclusion.
Well, at this point, you're just writing a story.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
No, I thought a creepypasta was supposed to be like kind of
The
ever not ever evolving, but ever
the
like
conclude I
sinking
mean,
in.
your conclusion doesn't have to be like conclude the story. It can be kind of open ended, but you need like a way to end like your little short story.
Conclusion is a S, not a T.
It's staying like that.
Okay. Hmm.
I could fix it with right click on
Oh,
corrects.
we'll fix it in post. Do you really not talk about things when I'm gone?
No, I sit in silence because I'm thinking of what to do next.
Oh, I got a good one.
I have a good one too. Let's here's yours
Okay.
first.
Okay. So here it is. I
Uh-huh.
don't exactly know what kind of creature it is, but essentially
Oh,
it's
you're
got to
going
be
with
able
like a
to
creature. Okay.
Well, it's a creature or creatures or a force.
Like I have a
I'm
good
not exactly sure.
like starting situation. Okay, so
Okay,
I'll do
that's
like the
pretty good.
starting situation, and we can like morph your creature to that or your effect or whatever. I
Okay.
think we should start with the situation first rather than the
Yeah.
item. I think the
Yes.
situation should be that our main character works like a night shift somewhere and he has to go to like a
Ooh.
convenience store or a grocery store late at night to like pick up
Ooh.
like his dinner.
Oh, that's sad. I'm
Right.
sad.
Late night, I spelled night wrong.
Yeah,
Night
I got
work.
late Nate.
Listen, I'm 4 beers in and hungry and tired.
Oh my god, I'm a
Late night
6 pack in.
worker needs. I mean, my beers are 16 ounces, so I'm really like 8 beers. So
You know what? That's fair.
late night worker needs to pick up dinner after his shift.
So with a creepypasta, does it have to be supernatural? Is it just like an urban
Normally, it's
legend
on
or
like the supernatural side, or they're like leaning towards like the urban legend side. Like, have you ever heard of like the rake?
kind of where it has
It's
like
like this
it reminds me of
creature.
a Tatzelworm from
Yeah, it's like
God
this
of
like
War,
really like skinny, like malnourished looking thing with like long fingers.
and it
It's
doesn't have any legs, right? It's got like a
no,
tail.
it has legs.
Okay, so it's kind of like a Wendigo.
Yeah, think of the Wendigo.
Is it
It
Wendigo or Wendigo? Am I
Wendigo.
thinking of Wingdings?
I think so.
Can you still
Which
do
is a font.
Wingdings?
Yeah, you can. Like, look,
Oh,
I'll do one right now.
oh, dude,
Uh,
fuck yeah, Wingdings are the best.
hold on. See?
There's no Wingdings, you liar.
You don't see it?
No, I just see a B for, but this guy's a liar.
Those are part
A,
of Wingdings.
that is absolutely okay. That's a Wingding.
Yeah.
How did you get that?
You hold Alt and then like a three-number combination on your number pad.
Okay, that's a lot. I just clicked on it and put more.
Anyways, yeah, a late night worker needs to pick up dinner after his shift. Let's say he's a security guard somewhere.
Security guards. No, 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 no. Everybody's a security guard at late night.
Yeah, that's true. Let's
You got to pick something. I mean, Walmart is the most
uh
popular, but
but
it's
he
after
but he would
Walmart hours.
but Walmarts are open 24/7.
Yeah,
So that makes
but
like
not
no
every
sense.
single manager is like, hey, you can. Oh, that's true. Hmm. But
So he's
everybody does security guard. We got to pick something. Like,
uh
I know that a 24/7 place, but like 24/7 that you can't buy something from. So like I know like a lot of parcel places. I used to work overnight at UPS, FedEx.
or like an
Uh,
Amscot person or something like that.
yeah, yeah, who whatever that place does. What
Like
is that?
check cashing. Like buy here like the quote
Ooh,
like that
that's
kind of thing.
good. Would they work that
Or
late?
yeah, they're open 24/7.
No shit.
Mhm. You've never gone to an
Oh,
Amscot?
no, I don't even know what you're
Oh,
talking about.
so like Amscot, like I used to go there all the time before I like had a bank account. You go there, cash your check on like Friday night, and then you
Right.
go
And
out
they
to
like
like
had like an
wherever.
8%
Yeah,
charge, yeah.
they took like out like 3 or 4 something like that percent. But Amscot always gave you like a fuck ton of Tootsie Rolls for going there.
Oh, dude, is it how many checks to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll?
So let's go like he's a late night worker, needs to pick up a shift, works works at a
Heyday
j-
Advance play
late yeah, it's like
no.
a payday advance place. That's what
Right.
Amscot is. Like
Yeah.
payday advance.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Do we want to help or hurt this man?
Let's hurt him.
I let's
Because
hurt him. Okay.
he's actively fucking over lower class people, taking
Ooh,
from the poor, giving to the rich.
ooh,
Fuck him.
look at you.
I don't
You
care.
wanna you wanna talk about it?
No, I fucking hate Amscot and all these places. All
You
right,
know,
so
samesies.
so what was your thing?
Okay, mine was way off the fucking wall. So some force was
Uh-huh.
going to continuously, anytime
So
somebody
this was an
owned,
effect, right?
yeah. Now
Okay.
this is. I thought I had like a I essentially it was a force that was created by the largest real estate company with the shadow government
Oh my
in
god.
an effort to undermine homeownership
But this is about a late night
by
worker picking up his
yeah
like
yeah
dinner at like a convenient like a
yeah yo
7-Eleven.
you yeah, but I was pissing and then I was looking like somebody keeps fucking or the I don't know somebody something someone some some keeps unscrewing or loosening the bolts on my toilet so it keeps
Uh-huh.
shifting like left and right.
Okay. So something keeps like shifting your bolts, right? What if we like make him like pick up like a pizza or something that the little like mascot's like a little gnome or like something like that. Like
Nah,
something
but I feel like that's too close to like the Noid from Domino's.
yeah, I'm just saying like as an example. Something
Okay,
that
yeah.
can like something small that can fuck with him. And then he
Oh,
won't
oh,
see it.
oh, oh, oh.
Like
He
something
would
that
never see. Okay, when I worked in Walmart, there was something called a mod, and the mod
uh-huh.
was a 4 foot section, and this is
Uh-huh.
exactly where everything went according to corporate, quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
Could it be something slowly moving
Oh,
either
something that
the
would like
aisle?
move like a inch over like every time and he wouldn't notice until like he
Yeah,
like bumps into it. Like how did that get there?
yeah, and like slowly every time he doesn't pick up an item because he has to pick up something every sometime every different. I mean, variety is the spice of life. This is the only thing this man gets. He knows that his job sucks, but he has to make a living somehow, and unfortunately, it's preying on the weak. So somehow, some way, the force of the weak is shortening his convenience store that he goes to every night, and always takes away whatever he doesn't pick. So like it starts slow because let's say there's 1,500 items. Well, he picks one a night. Okay, well you got to see once a night, and little by little, like it's 1,500. So that's what 4.5 year, 4.25 years, more or less. And he slowly notices that his most, that,
This a
and he
bit
wouldn't go
this a
ahead.
bit too long.
Okay. Well, it's a small convenience store. It's not even a gas
So
station.
do we want the convenience store to fuck with him or be at it like his house?
Oh, that's another question. I mean, his house would definitely be way.
Like let's say he like lives in an apartment.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like a
you
one
can't afford
bedroom like a one
anything
bedroom
else
flat or something like that.
like a studio.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does he eat every
Uh
day? Just the usual two
So
burritos and a
yeah,
soda.
yeah, like a pizza, a burrito, a sandwich, like a Stouffer's meal, that kind of thing. Like he'll change it up
Oh,
every once in a
Stouffer's
while.
name brand. Okay.
I'm just saying as an example, like a microwave ready.
Oh, what is that? Michelinas? I don't know how to say it
What
in
the
English.
fuck is that? Oh,
Michelinas?
that's what I wanted to ask you and I forgot.
Oh, dude,
Completely
tell me. Tell
derailing the
me.
topic.
Yo, please do.
Um, when you so you know Spanish, right? I wouldn't say you're
For the most
fluent,
part.
but
I'm
you're conversational.
conversationally, yes.
Okay. So when you speak like Spanish or someone speaking Spanish to you, what goes on inside your brain to like translate that? Do you have to like
Oh,
stop
that's a
and
good
like
question.
do you have to like stop and process it? Like donde means like where, esta means like you know what I'm saying? Like donde está el baño?
You
Like where
that
is
is
the bathroom?
actually yes, that is a
Because
very
I've
interesting
tried
question.
learning like several different languages at a time and not like several at once, but like at different points in time. And I can never get down like the translation going on in my brain.
Yeah.
Like I've learned like the Korean alphabet. Like I can read Korean.
What a weird thing.
But
I'm
that's
gonna send
because
you a
but
picture when I get to Texas because there's
here's
a
the
lot of
thing.
Koreans there.
Korean is like the easiest language to learn how to read. It really is.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's a
Wow.
language designed to be easy to learn, to read, reading wise and writing wise.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of like straight lines and
And
circles.
Korean is also kind of spoken like Spanish, where it's like backwards, talking like Yoda. You know what I mean? Like this, like you get what I'm saying. Like you speak Spanish, so it's like the sentence
Yes.
is structured different than English.
Yes. Yes.
It's structured the same way.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Uh,
what goes through your head when like somebody speaks Spanish to you, like "Cuál es número del teléfono," like that kind of thing?
so when I hear it in Spanish,
And
and then I translate it.
do you automatically like know what that says, or do you have to like processing and then
Yeah,
like go?
with most words, I can automatically be like, yeah, this is my first, like almost like it's my first language. Like, yeah, I got you. But every now and then, like, get it, get es mi teléfono, número de teléfono. It's like what is the number of my phone, or what is my phone number? Uh, So most of the time, if they say it to me and I'm familiar with it, it'll immediately, I'll just start thinking in Spanish. But if they hit me with something in Spanish and I'm uncertain about a word, my brain will automatically start going, okay, so let's say, ¿qué es el número de teléfono? What is your phone
Hmm.
number? But if I don't know what número is, I'm like, what is the what of telephone?
Uh huh.
What is what? So I'm like, I'm going through my head like, what is what brand? What? Yeah, but if I'm not familiar with it, it will immediately go from Spanish to English in my head,
You
and
go
then
like
I'll start trying to
Spanglish,
figure it out.
right?
Yes, and then I
Okay.
try and figure out like through context clues and things like that. But when I speak it, I think in English, translate it into Spanish, and then I send it out. But when I hear it, it comes in as Spanish. If I know what it is, I will immediately start speaking in Spanish in my own head. But if I don't, I will translate it.
Because
Does that make sense?
kinda, yeah, I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. Because oh, what was I gonna say? Like, how did you learn it? Did you learn it through like osmosis through like your parents, or did you learn it in school, like books?
Breastfeeding.
Oh, so you learned it through like osmosis. Okay.
Yeah, essentially, like my mom would just say like, "Hey, go put your clothes in the cajones,"
Yeah,
and
like
I'd be like,
she
"What
would
the fuck
speak
is
to
that?"
you.
And but
She
she would
speak
just
to you in
point, and I would know
Spanish.
it's like, yeah, it'd be like cabinets and stuff. And then
She
eventually,
wouldn't
like
tell you what it
my
means
grandparents,
until she
yes.
beat the shit out of you and you figured it out, right?
Oh, dude, specifically with the wooden spoon, charger cables, hangers, plastic and wood. Actually, no, it was all plastic. We were poor. Uh, but like, like it would just yeah. But like, essentially, that's how I figured out how to speak Spanish through contact clues. And then my grandpa's out the motherland,
Mm-hmm.
so his first language is Spanish. So he would be talking in English. He'd drop a Spanish word, kind of like the opposite of what I do, where I would like speak in Spanish, or I would speak in English and then drop, or I would speak in Spanish, drop an English word, and then go back to Spanish to try and like
So
figure
he'd
it
speak
out when
Spanish
I
and
was
drop an English word.
right. He would
Okay.
drop Spanish, or he would do Spanish. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, through basically it was osmosis. I mean, I never had a legitimate teaching of it, but
Did you take it in high school at all or no?
no, here was my and here's why. Here was my reasoning. They offered French, and she was a really nice lady. I gave her hell, and I
I
feel
I
so bad about
I
it.
get taking a French class, but I think French is a really dumb language.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Because I mean, it's just
especially giving like pronouns to like
oh my
objects.
god, yes. Well, I mean, that's what Spanish is too.
Not as bad as Spanish.
I
Nowhere
mean,
near
it's
as bad. Every object gets a gender.
well, I mean, even in Spanish, to be honest.
Well, el baño. I mean, it's baño is baño, right?
No, but she said
Technically,
el baño. Oh, that's
that's
el
technically
is
male, right?
masculine. Yes.
But it's not. You're not referring to like a male, right?
Oh,
You're not referring to a male just because it ends with
right.
o,
Yeah.
año, right? Instead
Yeah.
of Anya,
Anya, la
instead of
baña.
referring to for a female.
But
Like when you ask for a female restroom, do you ask for the el baña or do you ask for el baño?
see, that's where it gets kind of weird. Now there are
Like
technically
where
women's
like if I
bathrooms, but
but
nobody
like
asks for it like that. Yeah, you're right.
exactly, right? It's not
Yeah, but
referring
technically, if
to
you said "quiere va para la baña," I mean,
no one would know what
uh,
the fuck you mean.
right? Everybody will look at you like, "What?"
Well, you're technically right, you're wrong
Right.
because no one does that. But French does that. Like you refer to like the table as a male table. or the table as a female. I don't know because I don't know French. I just know it's
No.
dumb. I'm
Yeah,
asking you
and
this because I've
if
tried
any
learning
what
my
yep,
girlfriend's language and it's a
yeah.
tonal language and
Oh, yeah,
I hear it all the time when she's talking to her parents or when I'm
yeah.
over there or whatever.
But
And
you also run
I
into the
can't
issue in
I can't
Spanish
I
where it's
can't
a
do it.
yeah.
I've
But you
tried so many times. I've spent
yeah.
hours trying to learn.
But you
Hours upon my
also
life.
yeah, but you also have to remember like there is no such thing as a female bathroom. So like it would sound weird. So it'd be like technically you say like la baña, but you'd be like, can I go to puedo hacer la baña? It'd be like, can I go shower? Because baña is shower as opposed to quiero ir a la baño to the restroom. You know the feminine version. They don't poop, they don't pee. I guess that's one of like the
What?
like you know what I mean. Like girls don't poop, they don't pee. Like bañar is to
Is
go
that how you
shower.
remembered it?
No, that's not how I remembered it. But I was just thinking about it. Like, when the fuck would I ever say baña? And I'm like, oh,
Well, you
uh,
wouldn't because it's. I guess it is a word, but
yeah, it's a word, but like I never said yo quiero va a la baña. Yo va a la, or yo quiero bañar. You know, like
so
I've never said I want to go shower in Spanish because for the most part, I've never had to say it. And again, that goes back to the English translating into Spanish and being like, okay, it's kind of weird to say in the verb tense. Like I can has cheeseburger. That's how I describe my Spanish whenever I talk to
you
anybody.
speak like a 5-year-old. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exact. That's exactly it. To be honest, that's how I tell
Like
everybody
if
I speak Spanish.
if I can get to that level with like my girlfriend's, my girlfriend speaks Thai. If I could get to that level, I'd be so happy. But I can't even get that far because it's a tonal language and the same word, depending on how you say it, means 5 different things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm dying on the inside. Like I want to fucking kill myself when I try to sit down and learn it. Like I thought about trying it again today, and that's what made me ask you this. Like want to ask you this question because I was like, I need to learn this at some point. I really need to try because I can't rely on her for everything, and I need to have a conversation, like a real conversation with her family eventually, without like having her translate or somebody else translate.
Man, you haven't even gotten close to being like food good.
No, I know how to say like that, but
Okay.
it's nowhere past like two word phrases.
Well, from what I understand, you have like Mortal Kombat somewhere.
What?
Is that the same thing? What? Don't you have something about a duck? I don't know if that's
Oh, my tattoo?
yeah. It doesn't say MK
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat.
no, it's a restaurant. That's named MK. It's MK Restaurant, and they serve. It's like a hot pot restaurant. It's
Uh,
a hot pot is like soup, right? That you get to
yeah,
like
okay. So
customize.
what is yeah? So you say hot pot? I've seen things
So
about
hot pot
this,
is just like boiling water, and you add like
right?
vegetables and meat.
Okay. Now do you pull them
And
out? Is like a
yeah, no, like you let them cook for like a little bit, and then you like serve a bowl. It's like a shared meal, right? Between people, like somebody would like, oh, I want like let's say I want mushrooms and like chicken, and this person will want like, oh, I want like fish balls and like lettuce or something like that. So you order like a bunch of little like side items, and you throw them into the pot, and then you all share it together.
okay. So like what? So what on the outside you have
But
just like raw
that's not
veggies
why
and meat and shit?
that's not why I like it.
Okay.
They
Oh,
have
is that the issue?
they have an appetizer slash entree that you can eat there instead. It's
Uh,
roast duck. And this roast duck, I kid you not, the first time I ate it, it was like it was like my second or third meal there. And I'm like, this is the
possibly your
first thing.
forced orgasm there.
And it was like, this has, I have never tasted any, like, we have this in, like, I could feasibly eat this here in America. Like I've had duck before, but
Never
I've
had
never
duck.
had it like this. And it just I can't it was you know how like people say like they've spoken to God? and they've become like a whole new person. That's what it was for me. Like this has changed my
Usually
taste
through
buds.
drugs, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't need that. I just need to taste this. And I've been chasing that high ever since.
Jesus
Of
Christ.
tasting this duck. It'd be like essentially it would be me if like somebody like from over there came here and they had Denny's and they fell in love with Denny's. That's what I've done. But
I'm already in love with Denny, so that
but
was
I can't describe it to you because you've never had it. I
right.
can't
Yeah.
describe
No,
to you the
you know what? No,
flavors
no, 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 no,
because
no,
they're
no.
using
Here's the
different
thing. How would
spices.
you describe red to somebody
Yeah,
who
it's
is
like
blind?
explaining a color. You really can't do that.
When you step out and you feel the warmth, that feeling that radiates as you go through and
What does that
step
mean?
out into the
Why does that
world.
mean red? Exactly. You really can't.
No,
Like,
you absolutely can. You
no,
you
you
feel
can't.
that? You feel
Okay,
that heat
okay,
that
but
comes
heat.
along with you?
Okay,
You
but
can feel
heat.
between heat and cold.
Okay,
You're
but hot.
blind. You
But
can't.
blue is the hottest heat. What do you mean?
What do you mean blue is the hottest heat? It's white hot.
Okay, exactly. White. What do you mean by white? White means like sky.
Yes.
White means
And
clouds, cool, floating. You wouldn't explain white as hot, would you?
no.
Okay, so what the fuck does red mean? Why would you?
You you would explain
Exactly. You
white
can't use
as a
colors and
serene,
feelings.
a calm when you feel the wind blow.
Okay, blue can also mean heat, though, can it not?
It can, but blue, I would put somebody's hand in water, and I would feel and see the
Water doesn't have a
flow of
color.
it. It
Water's
doesn't
clear.
exactly, but you usually put it as blue. Shh, I'm 5 years old. The flow of it, the
We've lost the
coolness, the
plot.
relaxation. We absolutely have. We're making a creepypasta or something.
I think we should fucking forgo it. We'll try that again another time.
I think it's going really well though. I think we need to keep with this. We really have
I'll
something
I'll
here.
save it. I'll save it for
Okay,
next time.
yes. Yeah. The one line we have. So if you had to, if I've never tasted it, I got my tongue out.
Hmm.
How would you describe
If I
this
really,
talking to God?
if I really had to describe this duck to you,
Oh,
it would
really
be
give it
like
to me.
it would be like if you ate like the best piece of chicken in the world, but it's slightly greasier.
KFC.
And like
But
the skin is not crispy, but it's
okay.
also not like chewy. It's like right in that like middle where you right in that sweet spot.
Would you say it's kind of like that beef fat where it's not hard, it's
It's not
not
fat
soft.
either. It's not like grizzly.
No, no, not gristle, but like the brisket. Where like you like that heat, that fat has really heated up.
I know what you mean, but no.
No, okay.
It's like again, that's something that you have to have
So
because
it's
I
just like a
can't.
good marbling on like a rib, maybe, where
Yeah, kind of like how you
the
have like
fat
that bark
meat.
on the like that bark on like a rib or something like that. It's not like a bark
Right?
like on like a brisket.
Okay, well now what do you mean by bark?
You know, like the chewier part.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm
It's
closing
but
my
it
eyes right now.
but
I'm
it's not
letting you take me to this
but it's
place.
not that chewy. It's also has like that crispiness to it.
Mm. Okay, well, now when you say crispy, do you mean like able to you're able to bite into the meat? You
Yes.
know, like
So
you
like
bit into the
the
grain.
meat itself is not crispy. It's like that little piece of like duck skin.
All right,
It's
you
not
lost me.
fried. It's roasted. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I
So you
don't.
know
No,
how
I have
like a
no
piece
idea
of
what
like
roasted
roasted
is.
skin is? Like if you ever roasted like a chicken leg, it's
You know,
not like it's not crispy like it's been fried, but it's not
mm,
also not chewy.
so it's not baked, but it's
No.
not fried. It's kind
Yeah.
of like in
It's
between that.
roasted. It's like spit roasted.
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Like it's not dry, or like
Yeah.
you have a crunch, but it's still juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The outside, yeah, yeah,
The
okay.
meat itself will like melt in your mouth.
Hmm.
Like you'll let it sit on your tongue and you can feel like it's spread through your mouth. I don't know what the fuck they do to this thing. I've watched them make it. I've sat at because there's a window, right? You can watch these
Hmm.
chefs make the duck, and I have
Oh,
sat
I
there.
still have my
I
eyes
have
closed.
I have sat there, Lorenzo, for
Describe it to me.
45 minutes watching them make this.
And
Multiple
what do they do?
times.
They just spit
Multiple
it
times. I don't it's
multiple.
yeah, I've watched them prepare the duck from start to finish. I watched the dude break down the duck because they get the whole
Mhm.
duck and they cut the head, they cut the wings, the legs off. Right? I've watched that happen.
Oh, so this is just body.
Yeah, it's just the breast that you're
Okay.
eating.
Now, is duck fatty? What is
It's
foie gras?
foie
Is that where
gras.
they add it?
Foie gras is where they force feed like
Right, they
a
make the
a
duck
goose.
so or
It's
goose,
foie
yeah.
gras is where they fatty up the liver.
Yeah, they really, like, be like, "Hey,
But
fucking
this has nothing
drink
to
this
that it.
extremely
I've never
fatty wine."
had foie gras, so I can't tell you what it tastes like. I can't.
Okay. But, like,
The
okay, but
duck,
is duck fatty at all?
it's fattier. It's a little bit greasier, and
Now do
even
you think
the
it's a healthier fat? Maybe that's or not a healthier fat, but more of a leaner fat, like, "We will burn this off." It's more of a quicker, like, molecule type of thing as opposed to regular fat, and that's why it tastes so good.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not like a gastrologist or gastronomy, whatever they call it, like a
A
food
a duck
scientist.
a duckologist,
I
I
just
believe?
really love eating this, right? I've s-
Okay, so
I've
I'm
sat
sitting
there
there.
and
I've paid 6.45
not
and
even.
I've paid
You've probably paid $5, right? And
175.
you've gotten two
$5.
breasts. You've gotten like two breasts worth of duck.
Okay. I got it
And
in my hand. I'm
it
using
comes
my
with a
hand.
side of dipping sauce that
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what's in it either
Okay. So
because I
that's
have
all right.
no idea.
So
And it comes
that's
with
2.
like a cucumber flour for like
Okay.
a palate cleanser.
All right. Well, you can't can you tell me what cucumber flour? What do you mean, like a flour of a cucumber?
Just think
Or
of like
like
just the cucumber slices. Just think of that.
oh, okay. Well, you said cucumber flour as if they made flour out of cucumber.
No, think of this.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll put
All
it
right.
in like a nice flick flour
All right.
arrangement for you, but it
So
just
I
depends
have
on which one.
this roasted duck in my hand. I'm using my hands.
You're using chopsticks, but
Nah,
yes,
okay, that's fine too.
or a
And I
fork or
put it in my
whatever you
mouth
want to use. Uh-huh.
and I take a bite. I've eaten today. This is lunch, and I'm just taking a bite. Like, yeah, I know I need to eat. So I go, what is that flavor?
Heaven. It's heaven.
It
Lorenzo, I've shit you not. If
just
even
melt in your
if I
mouth.
didn't know my girlfriend and we broke up today, I would fly back to Thailand and I would buy this duck every day. I would eat it for lunch and dinner every day. I kid you not. I've flown back to America with like 2 pounds of this meat in my suitcase before. I've done it, and TSA has checked my bag as if they thought I was shipping drugs. No, I had duck meat in my suitcase.
I stuffed this duck with more duck. It's not in my butthole. It's in this duck's butthole. Oh my god.
I cannot begin to describe to you what this
Like,
tastes like.
okay, think of your best movie.
Uh huh.
Like the best movie you've ever seen.
Yeah, that's Big Trouble in Little China. Go on.
Okay, that's fine. I've seen your Avatar. Now explain to me in Big Trouble in Little China, minus the sex scene,
Uh huh.
how good this is.
Okay, it's the scene right before they go to Lopan the first time.
Mhm.
Or when
The
they're
first
going
time.
to no, when they're gonna go, when they're going into the brothel, right?
Okay.
They're trying to, uh, they're in the kitchen, and Jack Burton gives his iconic line, "If I'm not back by dawn, call the president." Probably one of the most iconic lines of the scene because it makes zero sense because they're just going into like a Chinese whorehouse, to try and
Oh,
find a girl,
oh,
and
yeah.
he's like, "If I don't come back, call the president." It's like that level. It's probably one of the best scenes, the best tasting thing.
Okay, so would you equate that feeling you had to be like, oh, like it's that
If
you
I had to
like,
choose to be, if I had to choose to be celibate and eat this duck or whatever else you give to me, I would choose to be celibate and eat duck.
well, I'm been married for 2 years, so I mean,
So
there's
yeah,
no.
you practically get it. Anyways,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
God, I gotta
that
have this fucking duck.
I can't describe it to you. I really can't. And I might be the only person who thinks it like this, because everybody, my girlfriend thinks I'm crazy. Her friends think I'm crazy when we eat it. I will
Yeah, oh, I
literally, I
bet.
have gone there as before they have opened and sat and waited for them to open. to get it as fresh as possible. I would be like the first one into this place. You don't
Oh my
understand.
god, it must be fucking good. And you've cooked for Shelby and I don't know if it was made of love or if you just added some extra spices, but goddamn, you do make some good food.
Remember what I've cooked for you. I honestly tell you.
I remember that you haven't jerked my chicken. That's the only thing I do remember.
Listen,
Everything
I
else
was
has been
there
delicious.
and there was no ingredients for me. So what
Yeah.
the fuck did you want me to do?
Just keep jerking my chicken. That was
Please stop.
figure it out. That's
Jerk
all I
chicken
can
is
hear.
great. I would love to go to Jamaica and like try like jerk chicken over there, or
Oh,
like
like some
somewhere in like New
legit?
York. Like, well,
Oh,
there's a Jamaican restaurant by me. I've had their jerk chicken, but it's nowhere by far the best one I've had. It's okay. Like if I really had the craving for it, it'll settle me. But like I love jerk chicken because it's like it's it's not like crispy, but it's like has that like again like that skin that's like not crispy, but it's not chewy. It has like the spice and it has the juiciness, like the flavor into the chicken.
yeah. It's that soft,
Yeah, I really
not
need to
not
try
like a
like
chicken nugget, but
really need to try like oxtail and like saltfish, those kind of like Caribbean foods. I really need to get more into Caribbean food.
have you ever had a Rocky Mountain oyster?
No, I've not had fried bull testicle.
Now, would you ever try one?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Like
no, same here.
I've thought about it, like going over there. I've gone to, and like especially in like Asia. They will feed me things and they won't tell me what it is until after I've eaten. And I like hate it and I love it. And I think that's what you should really do. Let somebody give you something, you eat it and taste it and try it, and then let them tell you what it is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why I got Shelby to eat. Well, that's why my grandma got Shelby to eat so much shit
Like I've
because
eaten like bull intestines, I've eaten pig brains, but that's
you know
even here. I've
I don't
eaten
think I've ever eaten pig brains. I've eaten
pig
goat
brains
brains.
was here in America. Here in America, um, but yeah, I've had intestines, like liver, kidney, that kind of thing, in soup, and you don't know what it is, and you just get served to you. You're like, here you go. Let's see if you like this, and I'm like, yeah, it's good, and it's okay. I wouldn't probably order this myself or again, but it was good. It was okay. And you're like,
Right.
oh, by the way, you've had like 5 different types of beef, goat, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just get fed weird, random things, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You
Now,
just never know.
okay. Now I'm very curious as to see. This is more of an interview now. What have you had over there that we were like, or just in general, like somebody gave to you and you were like, "Whoa,
I think the
that was
craziest
not
thing.
great." Not craziest, but
Oh, the
like,
thing I
you know
dislike the
what? I
most.
wasn't a
I can
fan.
tell you the
Yeah,
thing I could dislike the most.
I swear
It's
to God,
like
if you
this
say eyeballs, you're
weird.
wrong.
No,
Okay.
it's like an egg pudding.
Okay. Like, is it like a cream
So no, think
or
of like like from the 50s where they made like Jello. Everything was like a Jello, like
yeah, like Jello casserole, Jello,
yeah.
blah blah
It's like
blah.
think of
Yeah.
it like an egg Jello casserole, and it's served warm and there's like a little bit of like pork at the bottom. It was the first thing I was fed in Thailand off
For
of like
those
a
of us who have made it this
16-hour
far,
flight. After like a 20-hour flight, right? I'm hungry. I got swamp ass. I want to take a shower. I'm
yeah.
hungry. All I've had to eat was airplane food, and the first thing I was given was this, and I hated it. And I was so scared
Before
that
we
I
go
was.
on with your description of you reeking of ass,
Mhm.
if you made it to this point, comment
Congratulations.
congratulations. CONGRATULATION. I think is that's how I spell it. No S. Congratulations. That's it. No congratulations. Now go back to your swamp ass eating a egg casserole situation.
So, like, it's a really popular dish there. It's really like an acquired taste. Um, I'm trying to find what it's actually called. and I'm having trouble finding.
So what do you mean? Did they like hard boil eggs and then
No,
put
no, 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 no.
in
Like imagine like you whisked up an egg, right?
cream? Yeah.
No, like you're gonna like you were gonna scramble an egg, like whisk it up.
Oh, like I'm gonna make an omelet.
Yeah. And then you instead of making an omelet, you mix it with gelatin and whatever the God knows what, and you pour it into a mold. And at the bottom of the mold, there's like a bit of like pork, and then you like water boil that. So it's like a
What do you mean
jello-y
by water
egg.
boil? So like
Okay,
you let it set it all, or is it
yeah, like you boil the mold in like water, like warm water to
okay?
let it like do its thing with the gelatin.
Okay, yeah, okay. I
And
think that
then there's like
yeah.
no spice to it. There's like no spice. It's
No, yeah,
served
because
warm.
it's gelatin. It's just,
It's
I
like
mean,
gelatin egg. That's all I
well,
tasted.
I mean, you gotta remember, like gelatin is just what, like meat and bone, or no, just
It
bone and water.
Yeah, it's like bone dust and
Right? You just,
actually, you know what? I can ask. Hold on, give
dude,
me a second.
please, yo, please.
What is that
What is that
that
fucky shit?
egg jello?
All right.
Yep, I got an answer.
Oh no,
It's called in Thai. It's called kai tun. Um, it translates to steamed egg.
no.
Uh, I can give you a picture here. Um, fuck you. Uh,
You are
uh,
absolutely going to have to because everything I got has steamed eggs made the right way. Even when I
yeah.
put Thailand, like
Type in kai tun. K A
oh
I
yo,
T
please.
O O N.
Okay. Kai.
Ton.
Just when we thought Kaitun and Valen were going, what the fuck?
Uh, I can show you the one that I had.
Yo, please, because I don't think I'm getting it anywhere with any of this.
Okay, second. Okay, shit won't be slow. Go. Yeah. So essentially, what it is, you whip 4 large eggs together with like soy sauce, and you blend it until it's like really frothy, and then
Uh-huh.
you add like chicken broth to it. You put it into small bowls, and you add like ground pork to it, and you push it to the bottom. You top it with like a bit of onion, and then you steam it for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then it's given to you.
So, from what I see, it's a quiche.
It's not really a quiche.
What is a quiche?
A quiche is
I'm Googling it. Everything I see is a quiche
more
is cut
closer
into
to like a
triangles.
tart.
A
It's more
tart.
yeah, it's more like if like an egg pie is baked. You know what a souffle is?
Yeah, you can't clap next to it.
Okay, so like a souffle, it's closer to like a souffle.
Where
It's
it's
like
got a
where
bunch of
it's
it's
a
airy
quiche.
and
Quiche has like a
flaky.
pie filling with like egg that's baked with it's think
So
of
what
like a
is this?
quiche as
Okay,
a like a baked omelet almost, okay?
right.
Whereas this thing is steamed with like no flavor except for warm jiggly egg. If I had to equate the texture to it, it's almost like eating like eggy mucus. I hate it.
So is it not what? So you see eggy mucus. So
Hmm.
like, is it not cooked
It's cooked.
entirely through?
It is.
Right, but it's
It's
but you
just the
say
way
okay,
I don't know what they do.
so there's egg, gelatin, and then pork at the bottom.
I don't think there's gelatin. I think it's what's giving it is that they whisk so much air, like you use like an electric mixer to it, where you're mixing it so much air into it that it gets to that like fluffy consistency, and then you're steaming
Yeah, I mean
to where
that's
it
why
gets like
you
a
like whisk
gelatin.
eggs.
It gets to
Yeah.
it. No, 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 no.
Okay, so so the gelatin, but the gelatin has no flavor.
There's no gelatin.
So
I
what's the
thought
what?
I thought there was, but there isn't.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What happens?
So you take eggs, right? And you know those electric hand mixers? You blend it so much to where it just becomes like egg foam.
Cream.
No, cream,
But
you
right
need
before it
milk.
becomes cream.
You don't get cream from
Without
eggs.
yeah,
What the fuck?
whipped cream. What are you talking about? If you
Whip
keep whipping eggs, oh, it's egg whites. But yeah,
Oh my
because yeah.
god. Those
Oh
are
my god.
peaks. Those are
Peaks.
peaks. Those are
What the
something
fuck
totally
is that?
different.
No. No. What? How the fuck you spell that? Piqueus? Because it sounds French
Peaks?
as fuck.
Peak.
Peak. What the fuck are you saying?
Peak.
Peaks? Peak? Yeah, it's the pointed top of a mountain. What the fuck are you
It's the
talking
same
about?
thing. If you're
What
talking about like peak, like
happened?
egg white, whipping egg whites, those are
That
called peaks.
whip egg.
Just type
What?
in whip peaks.
What peaks? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god, I'm about to fucking strangle you through my fucking headset. Okay, you cannot get cream from eggs.
Oh, yep,
Cream
here it up. Here
comes
it is.
from
It
dairy.
peaks itself.
Dairy, it comes from cows. Eggs come from chickens.
Yeah.
Whipped peaks is used in baking to make things a bit fluffier. Here, you're using
Wild.
the whole eggs, where it just turns into froth.
So is that a soft peak or
There's no peaks.
no peak? No peak. If there's
It's
yellow,
just,
there's no peak.
yeah, you don't use yellow when you're making like
Interesting.
stiff peaks.
I thought that was whipped cream. That makes way more sense.
Oh my god.
I don't know enough about animals.
Anyways,
Do you know how to
you're
stop a rhino from charging?
you're whipping the egg so much that it just turns to frothy foam,
Mm-hmm.
which will give it like that gelatiny
Okay, so
quality because there's so much
in this
air in it.
case,
Hmm.
the yolks are taken out.
No, the yolks are in.
Okay, so they're kept in. So
Yeah.
with the yolk, they are made into what are these stiff peaks? I would guess.
Oh my god.
I have a lot of questions.
If you're making stiff, there is no yolk in. It's
Okay,
just egg white.
but if you do
This
have it,
uses the whole egg.
then what does that
Using
make?
the whole egg, you will not get stiff. You will get nothing close to it.
So what do you
You
get?
just
That's
froth, like
no
foam.
froth, just foam. Okay,
That's what I've said 5 different times.
okay, but like okay. So you would just get foam, but you won't call it anything. It'll just be foam.
Just whipped eggs and frothy. That's
Ooh,
all you. That's
okay.
all it
The
is.
foaming ability makes it an all-star aerator in baked goods.
I'm literally about to end this thing with me yelling.
Okay, so
But anyways, I
you
this is
whip
my
the egg.
least this is my least favorite tie dish. Is
Okay, so
Kaipoon.
you whip the fuck out of an egg,
Mm-hmm.
like yolk and all.
Uh-huh.
You make a froth, and I'm
Then you
assuming that the
shove
froth.
you
What kind of
shove
like how thick is the froth? Like
it's runny. It's liquidy. But
okay,
when it gets steamed, all that air and stuff and all the bubbles
yeah,
that are in there
yeah.
make it really jiggly and loose and gooey. I don't really know how
Interesting.
to like I told you, it's kind of like eating like
Uh,
egg mucus.
yeah, it's like yeah, okay, I can see it. It's like eating like if you had a cake, but it was
Jello
made out
like
of egg, where it has
gelatin
all the
is the
like
closest
pops in
like
it.
yeah, kind of
No,
like
because like Jello is solid.
I'm saying gelatin.
What gelatin's solid?
No, it's not. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, it is, but it's also
yes.
like jiggly and that
That's
kind of
why,
thing.
yeah, that's why I kind of equated it to the cake, where like if you see a cake, it's got all these like that the texture of the cake because of all the bubbles and all the chemical reactions is essentially what you're doing. You're just steaming the egg into a cake type of texture.
It's not a cake texture.
But it's looser, I think is what you're trying to get
It's
across.
very jiggly. That's why I'm
Okay.
equating it to gelatin and jello.
Ah, so you steam it and it's still like an egg white or an egg where it doesn't have a true form. It's
It
just
takes
blah,
the
blah, blah.
form of whatever you cook it.
Ah. So it's just a really steamed egg.
Yeah, with like chicken broth, different spice, and there's like minced pork shoved at the bottom. Anyways, I couldn't make it to the pork. I couldn't do it. I just
Wild.
did not. I don't know. I don't like the like texture and the flavor of
Huh.
it.
That's crazy to me. That don't sound too bad.
It's not. I mean, to you it might not, but for me, if I
Right.
had
Yeah.
to eat, this is like the
Right.
thing.
This
One
is all a
thing.
texture thing.
This
Yeah.
is the thing I will not touch. Like I've eaten insects
Interesting.
before. I'll eat those no
Ooh,
problem.
what kind of insects have you eaten?
I've eaten crickets,
Tarantula? Chocolate or non-chocolate?
non-chocolate.
Ooh.
All the insects I've ever eaten, never like candy.
How do they taste?
Crickets kind of remind me of like potato chips.
Just salty and crunchy, like there ain't
Yeah,
really
like
to 'em.
the time I've had crickets, they were I've had them plain, and they're just kind of like yeah, they're just salted and fried, and it kind of reminded me of a potato chip. And
Hmm.
then barbecued, like they threw barbecue like powder on it, and like if I like grabbed a couple and threw them in blind, I couldn't tell you they were not potato chips, other than the
Oh,
fact that
dude.
like when you bite into them, it's hollow.
It's just like, oh, when I bit into you, you're supposed to be flat, not have air.
Yeah,
So it's just like a
like
lazy
if
chip.
somebody had like a bag of crickets, right, and they were fried and whatever, I would have no problem like taking a handful and
And just being like, oh, this must be one of those air
mm-hmm.
popped or whatever to make us feel more healthy.
What else?
Like,
Like fried silkworms? Those aren't
yeah,
bad.
what
It's
is
kind
this
of like
like?
the same thing. They're just
Just
like tubular. Think of it like eating. You remember like the like breadsticks from
in
like
the Chex
Chex
Mix?
Mix? Yeah,
Yes,
it's kind of like
yes.
that, but again like hollow,
Oh, I mean they're pretty much hollow.
like that hollow feeling.
Huh.
That's what they was reminding me.
What other bugs have you eaten?
I'm trying to. I kind of like tune it out because I don't like doing it, but I've tried them. Like
Uh-huh.
I'll try about anything. I haven't had a scorpion. I've never had a tarantula.
Boo. Because
Um,
lack of opportunity or lack of for lack of a better word, courage. Oh,
the,
that's too
the
long.
the
Nope, I
opportunity
already have
has
my
never
opportunity. No, I already have my answer.
the opportunity never presented itself. Like mostly
Uh,
that stuff happens up north or like
uh,
in Thailand. That's more like a northerner
mhm,
thing, and down south you only
mhm.
get like the more tamer things like crickets and that sort of.
Yeah. It never happened because I forgot my wallet at home.
I mean, when you're surrounded by other food like this fucking duck and like roasted pork and like
And these whipped
beef
egg
meatballs on like a
eggs
stick and like kanam kok and like these I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like this I can't remember the name of it, but it's like this a wafer, right? It's this wafer, thin wafer, and then they put like an egg yolk candy in there with like marshmallow fluff and they fold it over. I'd rather eat those than, like a handful of cricket. I don't know about you.
You know what? I don't know enough about crickets, but the way you make it sound, pretty good.
Oh, what is it called? Uh,
Now, here's my question. Have you ever had tres leches cake or
Dos
three
leches.
milks?
I probably at one point, but I don't remember. I know I've had what is it like flan? Flan's
Flan
great.
is close. And that's what, like, you say flan, and I'm thinking that's absolutely what you're
It's
talking
but
about.
flan's like a pudding, not a cake.
Uh, I would absolutely put it more to gelatin than I would to pudding.
Anyways,
It keeps its own shape. It's all about it. You can cut into it and it would still keep its structural integrity. That's why I'm like, there's absolutely no way that this man doesn't like. That's why I brought up the tres leches on the fly. You sure you just didn't have a good attitude going into it?
I just don't remember.
Mm. Okay, okay.
Um,
But if you had tres leches, which is it's a really wet cake. I don't know how you are with wet bread. Apparently, a lot of people are like,
like bread pudding.
right. Like, what exactly is bread pudding compared to
So think of
tres
it just
leches?
like bread pudding is like you take like day. It's mostly used when you're supposed to use like older bread, and what you do is like you cut it into squares.
Mm-hmm.
You throw like cinnamon, sugar, and like cream in there, and then you bake it.
Huh.
I'm looking up tres
I
leches
mean,
cake right
that's
now.
pretty much
Yes,
exactly what you do with tres leches.
I've had tres
Without,
leches cake.
yeah, yeah. With tres leches, you start with it, and then bread pudding is just what, like, you know what? We have all this extra shit. Let's throw it in there. Wow, maybe you aren't so different, you and I. Can't believe you ate crickets.
It's really not that big of.
Chirp, chirp.
Fuck is this called? They just call it like coconut snack, but I know that's not what it's fucking called.
Coconut. Have you ever heard of capirotada? I don't even know how the fuck to spell it.
Tapadeostada?
Capirotada. I'm gonna attempt to spell it. Capiro.
I know it's something
Oh,
topping. That's what I would guess. I don't know
yeah.
what it means.
Capirotada. Mexican bread pudding, which I didn't understand. I didn't even think that we needed our own. But none of this looks right. Like, I remember my grandmother making this in like a stand up pot as opposed to a pan. This shit sucked until I was old. Oh, it absolutely fucking sucked. I love you, grandma, but well, it tastes like Shelby will tell you a million percent. This tastes like a booger,
It's
but
like a booger. That's how I
she
felt
says,
with the egg. Literally, that's how I felt with the egg.
yeah,
It felt like I was eating my boogers.
yeah, maybe it's a white people thing. Maybe I'll be eating boogers too much, but you know what? If you eat your own boogers, don't eat someone else's boogers because that'll
Oh,
help you
bang.
with your no. Shh, you gotta listen.
Don't shush me. I was
Shh.
figuring out what I was talking about.
Oh, about eating boogers?
No,
Oh,
the really like coconut dessert.
oh,
These
God,
like
I have no
wafers
idea what
with
the
like
fuck you're on
coconut,
about.
like whipped coconut cream and egg candy in them. They're seriously, I would murder somebody for these.
What are you talking about?
I'm
I
gonna
gotta,
send. I'll give you the picture.
yeah, because I'm just stuck on egg
Fuck
thing.
off.
Yeah, but
Uh,
capirotada, the way my grandmother used to make it was she would have this tall pot, and it would be, I don't know, maybe a foot tall. Like,
say it one
it's
more time.
capirotada. Capirotada. And
There's no J in there.
no, believe it or not, no J. And it fucking sucks. What is this?
That's what I was talking about.
The fried crickets? Because
Panom
I don't see
bang.
any crickets. What pandong? What are you talking? What did you
Panom
just
bang.
pandong bang?
Pa.
Ta dong bang.
Pa. Pa
Ta
with a
T A
K.
K
K A.
ka tong
Pa.
bang
Nom.
nom
Nom.
bang
Nom. Bang.
ka tong bang
Pa.
ka
Mm-hmm.
ka tong bang
Nom.
nom ka nom bang.
Okay, but continue about your gross dessert.
Okay, yeah. Is that what you're talking about this whole time? You talking about Con Bang?
This shit's good. Like if you've ever had you probably never had it. Anyways,
No, I've never had
continue.
it. Absolutely, I've never had it. What do you want about?
I still forgot. I'm too far gone to spell right now.
Yeah, you know how wild this shit is. Here, I'm just gonna read you the ingredients:
Can you just
cinnamon.
can you like send me the spelling of it so I can look at a picture of
Oh
it?
yes, yeah. Here, I'll send it
But
in
yeah, give me
our.
the ingredients.
Here, I'm gonna. Don't the question mark isn't a part of it because if
Also,
in
this
Spanish, if the question mark was at the back, it would also be at the front,
yeah, I
thus
know.
indicating a question. Fun fact: if you ever wanted to read Spanish,
Yeah, it just looks like bread pudding.
yeah. But here's the thing: it has cinnamon,
Uh-huh.
piloncillo,
I don't know what that
cloves.
is.
I
Okay.
fucking you got me. Raisins,
Uh-huh.
bread, and cheese.
Cheese.
Yes, that's what fucks this whole thing up.
What kind of cheese?
I have no
Is it like a
fucking
Kojia's cheese? Is it
Apparently, the
is it
person that I am watching this likes the contrast of flavors of the salty Longhorn cheddar or Colby.
they're smoking fucking crack.
Oh, absolutely. But if you like a mild cheese, use queso Oaxaca,
Okay.
which is probably what everybody else is fucking using, you absolute terrorist, domestic terrorist.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Like, dude, you
What
can't
is picanho? Oh,
picanho or
pil-
piconcillo. I think it's like a brown
piloncillo.
sugar with more
Sweet,
shit in it.
caramely, and unrefined piloncillo is a staple in
Yeah, there
dish.
you go. It's often called Mexican brown
It's
sugar.
just brown sugar.
Yeah,
Why
it's brown
can't
sugar but with more shit.
why can't you just say that?
No, because
Why
it's
do you
got
need like a
more.
whole fancy word for it?
I because it's
It
Spanish.
literally
I
comes
don't
from the
know.
word pylon.
Yeah, that's what they use to signify if there's a touchdown or not.
And I'm pretty sure pylon is like a Latin,
Mm.
which makes
I
sense.
here's the fun part. Also known as panela or panocha. Here's
What?
the thing. If you say panocha, that usually means vagina in Spanish as slang. So if you're like, yo, girl, let me dive into that brown sugar, the panocha, she'd be like, oh, Dios mío, my God.
And she's only 13 and you're going to prison.
That absolutely. Watch out with the Latinas, man. They might have 4 kids, but they're probably still very much underage. Run. You gotta get
All
a
right, we need to stop. We've been going
we
for 2 hours. I'm hungry. I need to eat dinner. It's
Oh
11:30.
no, you're Kin Ma Toda. What the fuck was that?
What my the
The
Panam
Carantoda? Those?
Panambeng
Ta Nambeng.
Ha.
Ka Nambeng.
Oh
Ka
fuck,
Nombeng.
you're not gonna get it.
Absolutely.
It's a
Give me a spelling. Preferably with a grammar thing. Ka Nombeng.
yeah, it's about as close as you're gonna
Yeah.
get.
Ka Nombeng.
Sure.
I mean, it's all tonal, right? You just have to be like, you just have to kind of say it like you would. Like if you were in a 1960s comic book, just Ka Nombeng.
Yeah, like if I were to say this big pong chop Panambeng.
Oh, would you like some Ka Nombeng?
No, I like bang.
Oh, see, I knew it. Would you like some? You like it. Oh.
I don't know how to say you like. I only know how to say I like.
What
See,
a.
like when I go to order things, since this is like one of the only phrases I know, I just go pong chop and then like I point at the food and I give like numbers on fingers and I get the food and I pay money for it and it works. But pong chop refers to like eating, and so like I'm speaking like I'm like I've just learned the language, which isn't wrong. But this is all we got time for today. So
I'm
see you
5 years old to
everyone.
Spanish. Your ass is 3.
Have fun. Goodbye.
Bye.